happy
buddy.
now? You happy?
Are you fucking happy?
I'm fine.
Jesus
You're the one
Christ.
bitching about me hitting record just to get a clap in.
I know, because I wasn't ready.
Right. No, but you followed it up with being a little bitch. It's just the person I hit the record button. You're like, don't touch my shit.
Don't touch my shit. I don't touch your shit. You don't touch my shit.
Sure.
We got a special episode.
We do.
Tonight, we're drinking a local fucking whiskey.
Yep.
And this is from Knox Whiskey Works.
Yep.
And this is Silver Release Bourbon Whiskey, crafted in Knoxville, Tennessee. Single barrel bourbon, alcohol 45% by volume, and barrel number 18-11, bottle number 76. Distilled by who the fuck TH is? I don't fucking know. KnoxWhiskeyWorks.com. And where is this downtown? I don't remember the name of the street that it's on.
I can't think of the name of the street.
It's off of Broadway.
Jackson?
Yeah. Some shit like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, who's our guest tonight?
Tonight,
Actually,
our return guest is Mr. Ben Miller.
What's up?
So, if you remember, in January this year, he was on with his partner, Don Richardson.
One of my favorite episodes we've had as far as enjoyment-wise.
Yes, absolutely.
My partner.
Content-wise, it was
whatever.
boring as
Whatever
shit. But no, that was the one, actually, Ben, he got visibly uncomfortable with a few of the racist...
Yes.
Who wants to be a racist?
I have more if we want to play tonight.
No, we are.
Oh, no.
Are we?
Yeah,
Okay.
that we saved it just for you to come back on.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So Ben is the owner, purveyor of Anchors Aweigh Hair Co. Company. He makes all kinds of. Did I say that right? He's grinning like I fuck some shit up.
That's good.
No, say it's correct.
Co. Yeah.
And it's all like handmade. He makes the shit in his basement meth lab.
Yeah, in my garage meth lab.
Yep, and it's all good shit.
I use this stuff.
I order shit. You should use a shampoo and conditioner, except you don't wash your hair like a fucking monster.
I did after the skunk the other day though.
Right. And if you'd have had some Anchors Aweigh,
you're right.
The Teddy. What's the full name? The Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy Boy.
Teddy Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, original, matte, slick.
Shit's on point. Even though I have to say I love all the Teddy Boy shit, but the stuff you bake specifically for Saints and Sailors, that conditioner is the shit.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good.
I like all of it, but that's my personal fave. Anyway, thanks for coming back on, putting up with us.
Yeah.
Cheers to you guys. All right.
It's okay.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah.
The smoothness level is about where I expected.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to, it's not fuck you level. It's actually decent, enjoyable.
It's not Conor McGregor.
No, it's not Conor McGregor Irish whiskey shit. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Which I still, one day, I'm hoping that if we talk shit enough and if this podcast grows enough, he'll hear me and I'll get to fight Conor McGregor over his shitty ass whiskey.
You keep hoping.
I'll die. I have no expectation.
No, I'm saying you
my
keep
own.
hoping that happens.
Oh, I do.
I can't see any of that happening.
I do. No, I don't see any of it happening either. But still, I can dream.
You're right. You can dream.
But what makes a good whiskey?
Magic.
No,
I don't I'm not enough of a. I can't. I don't have the palate to be like, oh, this has aged oak from this blah 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 blah. But I don't know. For me, it's a smoothness and flavor goes a long way. Like this isn't bad, but it's just not that smooth.
I seriously can't tell the difference between, Barton's or.
Well, next time I'm buying you shitty stuff, goddammit.
That's what I'm saying.
I tried to do something sweet. Like I wanted to buy
I appreciate
a
Knoxville
whiskey for a Knoxville legend.
Yeah,
and,
right.
And
you read the text I sent you. I said just buy the cheapest.
Yeah. But I owe you. So
no, man, you know it all. Thank you.
Anyway,
it was really good.
So
it's as bourbon goes. I mean, I'm not a big bourbon guy.
Yeah, I know.
So
I wonder if there are any American Irish whiskey companies. If that makes sense, there have to be.
There has to be.
Like I would like to try some. That sounds weird to say. Like
Crown Royal.
American. Oh fuck you and Crown Royal.
I don't like Crown Royal.
It's from fucking Canadian assholes. Why do Canadians even try to make whiskey? Like stick to your fucking syrup and walk the fuck away.
I would expect that maple syrup would be like the Canadian whiskey would be the term for maple syrup. Right. They have Canadian bacon because they don't want to call it ham.
Nice.
So
which I don't. Yeah. Fuck, Canada's such a weird fucking. But
it is.
Vancouver, holy shit, it's a good
spot.
spot.
I've not been to Vancouver. Yeah. Toronto was good though.
Yeah. I drove Whitehorse is a fucking cool little town.
What?
Whitehorse. It's up in the Yukon territory.
Oh yeah, no, I've not been up into the Yukon territory.
Yeah. What do you feel about Canada, Ben?
I don't know, man. I don't know a lot about Canada. I know they play hockey.
Yeah.
They eat syrup.
Yeah.
Syrup.
I've always liked everyone that I've met from Canada.
Yeah. They put mayonnaise on fucking French fries.
Yes. Yeah, that's good.
Awful.
Arby's.
No way.
Oh man. Doesn't one side of Canada hate the other?
I think so. It's something weird like that.
My mom used to work with a guy from Canada, and he was actually like a Playgirl model.
Right.
And she said he walked into work one day and just opened the book and showed her. And ever since then, man, she just had something against this. So funny.
See, they gave us Ryan Reynolds, so I can't complain about that.
Ryan Reynolds and one Robin Williams from Canada.
Okay, no.
Maybe, I don't know.
I know. Avril Lavigne.
Michael Myers.
That's his first half Michael Myers, fuck yes. Second half Michael Myers,
I don't know, more of a Halloween guy, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you ever tried to go back and watch Austin Powers?
Yes.
It's just like, I'm like, how did I laugh at this?
Yeah, well,
the first one I still think holds
16.
up. The second and third, I don't think so.
Yeah,
the first one
I had a hard time watching it again when I went back through. Yeah. But it just shows how far, like, my base sense of humor is still the same as it was. It's just much more cynical and bitter now.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm trying to think who it is, but somebody my kids were listening to or talking about that's kind of a newer, funny person. I don't know if it's a comedian or not, but anyway, it really reminded me of some of the early Adam Sandler's albums. Like, they're all going to laugh at you and stuff like that. Yeah, and so I was like, okay, fine. That's exactly right. So I played the goat and I played the cock and balls for my kids, and like they didn't crack a smile. They're like,
oh my God,
I don't get it. I'm like, how do you not get this?
Once when like Eli was 14, I was like, okay, we're gonna watch Dumb and Dumber.
All right,
and he was like, it's whatever.
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck? And I figured out though a lot of it is because those guys like Adam Sandler, like fucking. Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels for Dumb and Dumber. Yeah. Like that type of humor has now bled down to like children's cartoons and shit.
Yeah.
Like just the absurdity of like SpongeBob and Adventure Time and all that shit. So anything that was super kind of absurd and crazy when we were younger is just like fucking old hat.
I don't know. That's
my theory.
I just knew that my kids were going to laugh the first time. It's like, just play with your cock and balls for Baba. And I was like, I was cracking up. My kids were just sitting there looking.
Whatever.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
But Dane Cook kind of ruined stand up for a lot of people. Like what his influence and how that went down. It's like that whole
he was good, and then he got too big way too fast because he's got some good specials. He's got some good jokes. Yeah. He's also known to be a bit of a joke thief.
Yeah.
But
he's no Carlos Mencia.
No, or Amy Schumer. So yeah, but still.
Have you seen Uncut Gems?
It's an amazing movie.
So good.
It's so good. Adam Sandler, for people our age, probably not as much, but I think he's underrated as an actor goes.
Well, I've found most comedians, like everybody has such a fucking dark side. If they ever get a chance to do dramatic roles, they usually do really fucking well because most of them have that really fucked up dark side that they can tap into.
Comedic acting is so much hard. I mean, I don't know, but I'm just going by what people say.
Tell me about your movie
I'm going by what people say.
Joey.
Like the comedic acting is so much harder than dramatic acting, and so they're comedians. They've got that part down.
I don't think it's harder.
A lot of the actors and comedians I've heard talk about it say that comedic acting is harder than dramatic acting because everyone has had the kind of feelings that you get in dramatic acting, but not everyone understands how you craft a good joke.
But that comes down to the writers.
It does come down to the writers.
I think comedy writing is probably harder than dramatic writing.
But you can have some great writing, and if it's you can have some great writing, and if it's shitty acting, it's not going to be good. So I think it's a good mixture of. I don't know about that, but
Velocipaster.
Okay,
I rest my case.
Whatever. Okay, all right. So speaking of, I went through last weekend, and I sat down Friday night or Saturday night and I was like, I'm going to watch Velocipaster.
Yeah, did you?
I couldn't do it. I'm going to, but it was too late because we had recorded.
No, I got you.
It was just too late. But what I did do is then spend an hour watching trailers for shitty B horror movies on there. There's I Was a Teenage Wereskunk.
Right.
If you've not heard of that, you should go watch that trailer. That's great. There is Killer Sofa, which is about a recliner that falls in love with a woman that buys him.
What movie was that
starts
about the tire?
people.
Did you ever see that one?
No.
Yeah, it was called Tire. Or Rubber.
Rubber. I think it was that.
I don't think I saw that.
It was about a tire that fucking kills people.
Then there was one called Inhuman Witch, which was supposed to be like a play on Man Witch.
Right.
And a guy is on the way into space, and he gets exposed to some kind of radiation and turns into this Man Witch sloppy Joe looking blob and kills people. There's some great stuff.
I'm still waiting on you. I'm hurt that you haven't watched Miami Connection yet.
I watched the trailer for it that same night.
You didn't watch it. It's
You're
not
right,
the same.
You're right.
It's not the
You're
same.
right. It's not the same, but I will watch it at some point.
That's that needs to be priority. That needs to move up ahead of everything else.
Okay.
And same thing, if you really love me, Ben, Miami Connection.
Miami Connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on Amazon.
Right.
I think.
Maybe we should do like a audio for it. We should. No.
Don't ruin the magic.
No, what I'm saying is we should play the movie and record you and I talking through the movie.
No.
Mystery
This
Science
isn't Mystery
2000.
Science
Yeah.
Theater. Yeah. You have to sit and enjoy the fucking movie. Then we
I
can talk about it
disagree.
after. Nobody wants to hear your commentary in a shitty movie.
I don't think anyone wants to hear about a shitty movie.
Dude,
You've talked about Waterworld and Demolition Man enough.
I enjoy those movies, Ben. I'm not claiming fuck you.
Waterworld. That was Nicolas Cage's best movie.
You can go now, Ben. Thanks for being here.
No. I like him. He can stay. It's my house.
It is funny to me though, like meeting him and Don and stuff, like the similar backgrounds that we've all come from. It's very strange to me. You know,
Hook in on Magnolia.
right? Of course, Ben was in the real military. Mm-hmm. I was not.
Right.
I was
Wait,
in, what?
you were Coast Guard, right?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, that's super. Coast Guard training's really tough. I watched a documentary about it before I joined, and I was like, dang.
Yeah, it's like all the others. It's gotten. I think the only one basic training that I would still consider probably pretty rough is the Marines, just because they skirt a lot of those rules. I mean, the Marines are bitches, like after the fact, but their boot camp's pretty rough. But ours was, they can't kick you and kick sand in your face and shit anymore like they used to. So.
Oh God, I remember they weren't supposed to say goddamn, so they said goddamn.
Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one guy that one of my drill instructors. He was like, "I don't give a fuck if we're supposed to cuss or not. You guys are fucking pieces of shit, and I'm gonna fucking tell you about it." Like, all right, it's a good dude. Dorsey, how old were you when you went in?
I was just turned 19.
Okay, so you were younger.
So I did the DEP, the delayed entry program.
Okay.
So I went like 1 weekend a month or whatever.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was fucking 25.
Oh
Yep.
damn, you're like the old dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Phew.
There's one dude that was older than me, and he was 32. He was right at the cutoff.
Oh, I would have hated life.
Yeah, he got booted. He didn't make it.
did?
That's what I'm saying. Imagine being 32 and going into basic training.
Well, like that's the thing. I knew kind of what I was getting into because I was older, and I was like sitting there. I was like, "Shut your fucking mouth, dude!" Like this whole thing. Like they're still gonna find a reason to like fuck your world up without you running your goddamn mouth and not listening. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you kids?
Yeah.
Dude, it was some of the older guys in basic training and like airborne school that were the ones that I saw an old dude pee his pants before a night jump. I swear to God, pee his pants before a night jump one time at airborne school. And I've seen, the older dudes at basic training they couldn't handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, we had one kid that he evidently popped on his drug test,
Yeah.
and they waited till the last fucking week, like the last 2 days before boot camp graduation, to boot him. They let him stay through the entirety of boot camp. And that was the drug
That's
test we
awesome,
took the
actually.
day before we came in, like that test. They didn't tell him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my brother joined. He got kicked out after basic training, but I'm pretty sure he went for rehab, basically.
Yeah.
He went in on something.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is a lot of people don't realize if you get kicked out during boot camp, like it doesn't go. It's like you were never there.
Right.
And they'll talk shit like you can't quit. You don't want a dishonorable blah blah blah. It's like the only way you get a dishonorable discharge is if you commit a felony.
Yeah.
Like you can get a less than honorable, whatever. But like in boot camp, it's just considered an administrative discharge.
Right.
But we had one kid that was in, and he'd gotten reverted back from the company he was in into ours, and he was such a fuck up. He sucked at life, but. The drill instructor was like, get down, get down. He was fucking doing push-ups. And at one point, you saw this look cross his face, and he got him and goes, nah. They're like, I said, get down, blah, blah. And he goes, no, I'm good. Like, do you want to go in there and talk to the Master Chief? Yeah, I think I'd like that. That'd be very much. And he just fucking quit, went home.
That's like the Maury Povich show where they have the drill sergeant come out and the kids are just like,
Whatever.
all that.
Well, because at a certain point, it's like, you can't touch me. It's not like back in the day
Right.
where if I would have done that shit, you could have punched me in the fucking mouth. That
Right.
doesn't happen anymore, but whatever. It was an interesting time. Do you ever feel left out and jealous? Oh, by the way, I had an epiphany yesterday. A goddamn epiphany.
Yeah.
So we were telling each other what the things that annoyed or what I don't like about you in the last episode. 2
episodes ago.
Was it 2? God damn it, I don't remember shit. Yeah, it was 2 episodes ago. I was getting caught up on my drive. But anyway, and you had this thing where you said that you can't fathom, and it annoys you sometimes, you can't understand my feeling towards my kids and shit sometimes, like to the point that it annoys you.
Yeah.
And I had this realization, and I think it's due to partially you've never really known adult life without children.
That's probably part of it.
And
That doesn't make you like your kids though.
No. But some of the thoughts or feelings that you have by having kids later are much different than you are.
Oh, I'm sure that plays into it.
Yeah, for sure.
I still don't think that changes whether you like your kids or not. Maybe it does. I don't know. But I know I was carrying my niece around downtown today going to dinner, and she's just turned 4. And I was thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, I'm so glad I had kids young because I could not do this now at my age. I could not.
Right.
My brother-in-law is in his early to mid-40s, and he has a just turned 4, fixing to turn, or about to turn 1.
Yeah.
And I don't get
And it's
it.
awful.
Like, yes, that's terrible.
There you go.
It's terrible to go through it, but it wouldn't change the way I feel about my kids.
Okay. It might.
I don't think so.
You don't know that.
Okay.
It wouldn't change how you loved your kids, but there are times after having kids as an adult, it's like, fuck, goddamn, if it wasn't for those assholes, I could still go do fun things.
Sure, that happens occasionally. That has happened in my life occasionally, but not to the extent that.
But
that
again, you've had kids since you were 12.
Not to the disdain that you have for your children.
It's not disdain; it's a strong word for that.
Okay.
Ben's not saying shit. He's got a kid.
Yeah,
but yeah, it can be frustrating from time to time.
Man,
absolutely.
Yeah, it can. But my kid is such a sweet, dude. Never backs talks. Such a sweet kid.
Yeah,
very easy. I mean, he had his moments when for
always.
a couple of years when he was a little baby, but
yeah,
little dude. But now, man, I mean, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Sometimes you want to go do your own thing, but
yeah. I regret all my decisions.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
But like you said, some of it's a little exaggerated.
Absolutely.
And now that they're getting older, they're a little better than it was dealing with them. But like Jude's pretty fucking cool. Like he's much easier, but Lyric is a fucking pain in the ass. But I did introduce them to Bill and Ted today for the first time. They were actually watching it when I left tonight, and changing Jude's little fucking 10-year-old life. But but he's so excited if next weekend comes together. He knows about it. It's his favorite band in the fucking world.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's Jude's favorite band, right? Yeah. I saw the text thread you had with him.
Yeah. Have you heard the new singles?
No, I've not heard.
God
the new
damn
singles.
it!
I didn't know that there were new singles out there right now. No.
Yeah. 5 Iron Frenzy for those we alluded to. We may have Reese Roper on next week. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Depends. Depends on how flaky of a motherfucker he is. You weren't nearly as excited as I was at first.
I mean, it was text messages. How do you show excitement in a text
know
message?
you. Yeah, you're just jealous because of my awesome guest skills. That's what it is.
No, it's just not guaranteed yet.
Well, in theory it is. Like he's confirmed via email, but I have to follow up with him this week.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes when he's on. I hope he comes on. I really do.
Yeah.
But part of that last week, the text back and forth was just me getting at you.
I know.
That's why when you said Reese Roper's coming on, I said, who the fuck is Reese Roper?
I know that. I know that, you fucking asshole.
Okay.
Fuck you.
We have a guest, and you keep turning and talking to me.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
That's all right. You guys talk, man.
No,
I'm not a good talker.
No, you are good. You're a good looker. So that's really what matters. We just, now that we're doing the filming thing, we wanted you on for, posterity. It's like, hey, look, we have hot friends.
So I don't typically get into pumpkin stuff in this, but this actually smells really good.
Thanks, man. Is that the apple?
Pumpkin apple.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Apple. Really good. It's apple scented.
I really like the way that one works too. It's a little thicker. Put it on when your hair's damp, comb it in, and then when it's dry in, just kind of fluff your hair. And
I will try this.
Yeah.
I will try this Tuesday morning before work.
And then he will never wash it out the entire fucking week.
No, I won't.
I know. It's so fucking gross. You'll wash the rest of you, but not your hair. I don't fucking comprehend that shit.
And I have super healthy hair.
I'm not saying you don't have healthy hair. It's nothing about hair health. It's about disgusting, stinky, fucking musty ass
How's
scalp
disgusting
head.
healthy?
What?
You said it's disgusting hair. It can't be healthy if it's disgusting.
Yes, it can.
No.
Yeah. You can be healthy and never bathe. You just smell like shit.
No, eventually
And it's
that's going to
gross.
catch you and you won't be healthy anymore.
Not if you rinse off. You
Yeah,
rinse your hair.
I hot
Same
water
thing.
rinse my hair.
If you rinse your body, that's not taking a bath. But if you don't use deodorant, all that shit, you're going to smell like a fucking asshole. But that doesn't mean you're going to be unhealthy.
My hair never stinks.
You don't know that because it's your fucking hair.
Trust me, my wife would tell me.
Yeah, she might. Unless
No,
she's just.
she absolutely
You guys have been
would tell
married since you were fucking 12 years old.
Which
She's
means
used to your goddamn
She
stench.
would tell me. We've been married that long. She would
She wouldn't
jump at the
notice.
opportunity to tell me that.
She wouldn't notice because she's fucking accustomed to it. It's like people, like hoarders that live amongst dead fucking cats. Like they're just used to that shit. They're like, oh, this is my life.
I treat my hair like you treat your kids. So let's just
ask a
agree to
hair
disagree.
professional. Is it healthy never to wash your hair for like
Hold on,
your scalp for your
wait,
skin?
wait. Every 3 weeks, my hair gets washed. When I go get a haircut, it gets washed.
He's not
There's a
gonna
lot
say
of people
anything.
that, no, honestly, there's a lot of people that don't do the wash thing.
I get that, but as somebody that does hair, when somebody comes in and they've got some greasy ass nasty hair because they haven't washed
But
it,
I don't, though. That's the thing.
If it's one time I had a woman come in. She had her hair up in a ponytail. She hadn't washed it in about 4 or 5 days because she cut the ponytail off herself because she wanted to give her haircut.
Right.
Herself a haircut, and then she was scared. So she'd been to the gym, and when I oh my God, dude, when I undid the band, her hair fell down. It stayed like this, and then it's the worst smell, man. I saw a little green.
I mean,
cloud come
some
up.
of it, I guess, too, depends on your body chemistry and your hormones and all that shit. But still,
My ancestors didn't wash their hair.
Yeah.
God, your ancestors probably smelled like fucking assholes too.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because you put enough deodorant and other shit on that it masks your fucking musky
No, it's not
ass.
that. It's like when you first stop washing your hair, for the first couple of weeks, it is a greasy, nasty mess till your body catches up.
Yeah.
After that, no problems.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
All right. Whatever.
all right.
It's disgusting.
Why don't you wash your hair? Like, when did you start
Because he's a
that?
disgusting
I
fucking
stopped,
man.
I stopped about 3 or 4 years ago. I had
You got tired of the grind.
no, no. I had just heard different people say like, is soap and shampoo and conditioner, that stuff, is it good for you? Is it not? I had heard so many arguments on either side, and I thought I'm just gonna see. I'm just gonna try it out and see. And after I got past the greasy 2 to 3 weeks or so, like my hair has never felt better ever. It's never felt better.
Nice.
And I when I started going to the girl that does my hair now, I went in and I said, first off, I don't ever wash my hair. You will be the only person, as long as I go to you, that ever washes my hair. Save this past Monday. And I'll get to that in a second. But I said, so if it's nasty or whatever, you need to tell me so I can start washing my hair again. Because my theory is, you strip everything out with a shampoo and then you add it back in with a conditioner. Why are we stripping it out if we're just adding it back in? I have no science to back it up.
No, you don't.
But I know that my hair has never felt or looked healthier.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
It's not to say that I don't have sweaty days that my hair feels nasty when I get sweaty, but hot water rinse in the morning takes care of all of it.
All right. Okay.
The person you tried to get me to say something different has not said anything
Ben is
different.
non-confrontational as a motherfucker. I can tell you that right now. Like, he's uncomfortable
But
with
here's
this
the thing about me. Here's the thing about me is you know this about me, so back me up. Being someone in that industry and a professional, if he can give me the science behind it, why I should be doing it, I will wash my hair tomorrow. Whenever
If Amanda
I take a
came on
shower.
and gave you the science, you wouldn't listen.
Because Amanda's going to say whatever you're saying, because she's
That's
going to
not
agree
true.
with you. That
She's
is
a
true.
fucking independent woman. She won't say shit about.
Sure, but I mean, I'm definitely not going to go buy crystals to wash my hair with. So I mean, that's just
What?
yeah. I mean, I don't,
I was thinking the fast food place. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
yeah, that's what I'm. No,
It's fair. It's fair. Anyway, she's thinking about getting back into hair, though.
she should.
Just
She's good
considering
at it.
She was super good at it.
Yeah.
But she didn't want to. Part of the thing when we moved to Knoxville, and I don't know if you know, she didn't want to start over. Like, she went and worked at this place, and then there was like no clients just sitting around, and that's frustrating because she had built such a strong clientele in Huntsville. And then you're starting over, and then she was like, well, I just want to work, so I'm going to go to like a Supercuts, what the fuck ever. And then that was just like just brutal, like hand murder.
The first time you told me that she was going to work, I was like, I can't imagine she's going to enjoy that.
And she felt bad. She was like, I just want to work and contribute. I was like, that's not you.
It's a haircut factory. It's
Yeah,
not
well,
the
that
same
and
as
like
what she
you
used to do.
physically injuring yourself to do this shit's not fucking worth it. It's like, besides, like, you enjoy having clients and the whole thing. But
I mean, she's got a client ready and waiting for her.
Yeah,
So,
well, she went to that I fucking can't remember that guy's name. The education thing at Saints a couple weeks ago. The barber that was there.
Yeah,
So she went
Sean or Shane Nebbit.
Yeah, she went to that, and it got her kind of ramped up wanting to do, and she's thought about getting her barbering license to do some shit like that.
Yeah,
because the chemicals in the hair started like fucking with her nose too, like she had migraines and shit. But anyway, so one thing I don't think I asked you last time. Now we're going to talk to Ben for a minute instead of arguing about your disgusting.
I've
fucking
been trying to talk to him.
Yeah, whatever. But I just like seeing him get uncomfortable when it's like mom and dad arguing at the dinner table.
Trying to read both. I'm like, hit somebody.
Who am I going to live with?
2 Christmases, but one of them will be good. But so how did you where did this come to be? Where did Anchors? How was it born?
It was born in the
Birth from your
basement.
loins.
Yes. I always had the idea of starting my own company so I could, give back, help others, blah, blah, blah. It's always just kind of been in my blood. And I started doing hair. Couldn't find anything that worked for my own hair. So I started researching, the chemicals or the ingredients and stuff that did work for my hair. Started learning how to mix them up. I made a batch of pomade. I took it out to Chicago to give to some hairstylists at an event out there, and they loved it. So from there, I was just like hooked, I just wanted to start making pomade and designing stuff and design my own labels and design my own website. Was
there a lot of trial and error getting through that, or were you pretty? Well, I know there obviously still, but I just didn't know if it was you picked onto it pretty quick, or if it was
I did for like 3 of the products, but branching out to shampoo, conditioner, stuff like that. I mean, I still have issues here and there. I'm still trying to work things out. But also I don't have a very controlled environment. I don't have the nicest machines, stuff like that. So,
but the reason I say that is because I was wondering, because how long has Anchors been a? We lovingly say it Anchors for short because we're cool.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Anchors. Yeah. Almost 8 years.
Okay. So, because I would just like to go ahead and mention the reason I was asking about that, because like for the amount of time you've been doing it, you've been moderately. I say moderately. You've been pretty fucking. I mean, you have write-ups in like GQ and shit, which is fucking crazy to me. Like,
thanks.
I just pulled up his GQ article, and like the second most recommended pomade is the Teddy Boy.
Nice.
Whatever. Yeah. So how was that? Like,
there's
pretty fucking rad.
There's a hairstylist named Kristen Serafino, and she's a celebrity stylist. She does Ryan Reynolds, Bill Pullman.
I would do Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What's the dude that played Donnie Darko? Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Supposedly they all use the product.
Damn.
Jake Gyllenhaal has some in his medicine cabinet. It's pretty surreal. But she uses it and she gives it to everybody. And sometimes she'll hit me up and have me send stuff, secretly to certain people.
Yeah.
That doesn't really, as much promotion-wise, it doesn't really.
Right, because it's all.
Yeah, but it's definitely a huge boost of confidence. And she does promote it on her Instagram and stuff. And that's huge for me.
Yeah.
But she knows a lot of people with GQ and Men's Health.
Yeah.
And so they've started picking it up. This dude Garrett Muntz, he's like an editor for like GQ, and so he's been writing it up. And
well, coming from a cosmetology background though, too, that's got to be pretty fucking sweet to see something that you created, and the industry that you've like really obviously have invested your time into to kind of be on that level. Like I couldn't.
It's weird because I know who I am, and I think I'm just a big dumb idiot.
Right.
But, and it's just like...
But you're a pretty big dumb idiot that makes good hair shit.
But it's like, if I could do it, anybody could do it, And it's so cliche, but it's true. It's just like, God, if a little dude in Knoxville, Tennessee in his garage has a product in Men's Health, then gosh, it's...
Yeah.
Anybody can do it.
Yeah. Shoot for the stars.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, there's a company out in China that stole the whole trademark and patented it out there or trademarked it out there. And just
really?
But it's just weird. It's like there's some little dude in Knoxville, Tennessee, and some big corporation in China just took it,
Yeah. Were you able to?
No, I wouldn't.
Not anything.
No,
you can't do anything like that. When China does something like you can't do it. Like
very expensive. Even just translating documents is $200-$300 a document.
Yeah.
So I fought it for a good 2 years, and then I just didn't win. So I was just like, whatever.
It's crazy.
But it's still kind of flattering, it's like it's just like
So basically, we can blame his fucking hair products on coronavirus.
That's what
I'm gathering from that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I hope.
No, I think it's cool because even though the follow your dreams, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Now that's fucking bullshit. By the way, like anybody has the potential to do that, but not all of us can walk that path to get there because
it's a lot of hard work.
There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of skill, but there's also a touch of luck.
Yeah. It's timing.
Well, it's this, timing. It's the same thing in the music industry. How many people do you see that are crazy fucking talented that never go fucking anywhere? And somebody that's okay that end up like passing, through that barrier out of whatever into that next level up. And it's just because they either knew somebody or they just hit the right things at the right time, whatever the case may be. And that's a big part of it.
But there are a lot of really good bands. I've been in a lot of really good bands.
Yeah.
But the dudes I was in the bands with were just idiots.
Yeah.
And I hate saying that.
No, it's true.
But it's like they just wanted to write songs. It's like you need an audience to write songs for.
Right,
You know, you need to go sell your stuff.
And you have to promote. Well, it's like being in a small business for the
Yeah.
most part now. It's not like in the 70s, 80s where somebody be like, man, let me go record you like that thing you do esque. Let me record you in this church, and then I'm going to get your shit to Playtone Records, and
Yeah.
you're going to be fucking famous. Unfortunately.
It's I think luck has a little bit to do with it, but it's, you know, some of the like Courage Clay has been bestseller on Amazon. It's been Amazon's choice. You know, Teddy Boy Original has been Amazon choice.
Fuck you.
It's just,
I know it's awesome.
but that's just like that wasn't luck,
Right.
You know, that's just like if something goes wrong with a product, I don't sleep at night.
Right.
You know?
No, I got you.
If something's wrong, like I have to fix it, and so a lot of it is determination.
Well, I'm also not a big believer in luck. That, don't get me wrong, we're all lucky that we weren't stillborn, but I mean,
Yeah.
no, I'm just saying,
Or-
like, there's
are we?
definitely some luck if you look at it like that. But I'm one of those people who believe you kind of make your own luck. I mean, like you said, you don't sleep at night if something goes wrong. I don't think you can plot any of that up to luck. I think it's
Well, by luck, too, I don't mean necessarily.
I know what you're saying.
Some of it's like,
I
but
think I
some of it
understand
is
what
like,
No.
because not everybody finds that avenue that they're able to have that much passion and work ethic for.
no, I agree with that, and a lot of people use the term luck, and they don't mean like what they really what it really
I mean
boils down
more
to.
or less
but-
lucky to stumble into something that you have that much passion for, because not everybody has the opportunity or the ability even to pursue those things. Because a big thing that's been over the last 20 years is to pursue your dreams, and that's why we don't have any fucking plumbers. you know what
Sure,
I mean?
but and I'm also not a big believer in like. Well, I heard Mike Rowe of all people, who's a big proponent of the working man, you know, the plumbers and things like that. Is just say, don't necessarily follow your passion, follow
Your skill set.
follow your skill set, follow the industry, and take your passion with you. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you can be someone that cleans out porta potties and love your job because
that's
you're
true.
making a
Well, I mean, I can
shitload,
say,
but-
like, with my job, like, I got a trade in the military, right?
Yeah.
And I was really fucking good at it, and like with a lot of bullshit, but I've also worked my ass off. Like, I've gotten to a spot I never thought I would be in, but I fucking hate it. You know, like, I'm good at it, and it provides for my family, and therefore I don't mind doing it. But, like, again, I followed my skill set, what I ended up being good at, and it's been a good thing. But there's 1,000 other things, and like everybody,
man.
but the things I'm much more passionate about, that just things never worked out in a way that I could take that path. And some of those are my own decisions that cock block myself along the way.
Well, I more think about
which is
people
a lot
when
of
they
people
talk
do.
about, let's use Joe Rogan for instance. Like, Joe Rogan is so lucky he got $100 million contract with Spotify. That's not luck. That's
Yeah,
Joe
he worked
Rogan
his
for
butt
10
off.
years has busted his
Maybe
ass
he got,
to
no.
get
Do
there.
you ever think that he got lucky getting on Fear Factor, and that started the whole
And
fucking?
he was already on TV and a comedian before then.
but he wasn't on Fear Factor.
You're right about that. He
Which have
wasn't
you
on
ever gone
Fear
back and
Factor.
watched any of the old Fear Factors and watching him?
No,
Like,
some
you
of
can
them,
tell
yeah.
the ones he's banging on the show. Like, it's so ridiculous, it's so
That show was
skeezy. It's
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah,
That was
there's
one of
some
my
good stuff.
dreams as a young fella,
be on
was to
Fear
be on
Factor?
Fear Factor. I was like, I'll eat those fucking bugs. I'll put anything in my goddamn mouth. I don't give a shit.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, ever
it
since
is.
I was a kid, we moved around about twice a year. Got homeless at times.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just always grinding, man. You know, I had a paper route in 3rd grade. I was selling lineups at UT games. 4th grade, you know, always just working somehow.
But that's something too that you can't buy. Like, it's
No.
much, if coming from that kind of background, not wanting to stay there is a huge fucking motivation to work your ass off.
There's so many people that keep that poverty mindset.
Yeah.
Well,
my,
not
my
just
parents never had that with us, man. They, you know,
Yeah.
you know, they both had 2-3 jobs at times.
Right.
And then when my dad left, my mom had 3 jobs, you know, and didn't have a car. She'd ride her bike 13 miles to work. You know, it's just like you grow up seeing that and seeing the sacrifices that she took,
Right.
you know.
Well, it puts in a different spot than, like, I worry, lack of ever worry, because my big thing, like, to me, I'm a successful father if my kids grow up and aren't fucking lazy assholes. Like, that's my end goal. And I'm like, they've had so much more. Now, granted, I didn't have an impoverished childhood. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, it was hard for me growing up. But my dad did fucking, like, he's
Worked his ass off,
worked his ass off, and he, like, that was kind of like my first job was same thing, 12, 13 mowing yards, and then whatever. But I worry, like, because even then, like, my parent, I try not to do the same thing, but with their mom, it's a whole different story. Like, she bargains with things. So if, you know, they won't do something, she'll give them something to do that. And I'm like, no, fuck you. I'm 4 times your size. I'll make you do it, you know, type of thing. But I don't know. I think it's a lot harder for kids to get that type of work ethic coming from a place of always it's like an expectation now. Like
Yeah.
I don't even mean entitlement, but like I've always had this, so I should continue to have it. Like I have this certain, like kind of like suing for alimony. Like I've been accustomed to this level of lifestyle, and so I should continue that lifestyle. But no, like I have the utmost respect because you don't hear too many people that, you know, really it's just because you're white. It's really what
it's standards too, man. You know, I set standards for myself, you know, and like I said, I can't sleep at night if I mess something up, and I mess stuff up all the. I sent $10,000 worth of product to the wrong address one time. It got stolen. Nothing I could do but walk my ass in my garage and make it all over.
Yeah.
You know, and there's I think it might be Sanicha or somebody who says, you know, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Right.
And I totally believe that, man. You know, going to the gym, working, you know, it's just like work.
Yeah, your workout regimen right now is stupid.
Just work your ass off at what you want to work at, you know.
Yeah, which Ben's the one that sold me, and this is the only episode I'm talking about this shit on, but he kind of sold me on getting in the CrossFit thing.
Yeah, I thought you weren't in CrossFit.
Fuck you. I'm saying this is the only episode I'm going to talk about it because Ben is going to at some point one way or the other.
No, I'm not going to bring it up.
Because he's in it.
I'm not going to bring it up.
But so he taught me into it, and it is a good workout, but I fucked my back up the very first fucking day, like of the actual classes. Yeah.
Okay, I will talk about it.
Yeah. And I can tell you why I fucked my back up. And is because like I have like no flexibility. My flexibility is terrible. And they kept trying to correct my form, which is fine, but my body was naturally compensating for my lack of flexibility, which I get, it makes me doing it incorrect, but trying to correct the way I'm supposed to be doing is what fucked my back up. So it's not their fault, but it's just a little combination of things. And so I was out for a week, and then I've been working so much at work and then traveling, like I just all kinds of excuses for not going back because I'm not going to work till 8:00, and then I think the last class is like at 8 or some shit like that, or 7. And so I could only go like the 6:00 in the morning class. And it's just been like, again, tons of excuses, but it's just been,
get back to it.
It's been super inconvenient, to go. But I did enjoy it. Like the few times I went, everybody's super cool. And there's some like old fuckers there that are just like throwing up like weight. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like you're 70 years old and stronger than I've ever been in my life.
There's little old women that are stronger than me, man.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
But it's more, you know, Johnny, the owner, that's somebody you should have. I mean, that's one inspiring dude. I mean, he's got a cool story, and he just all about habits, you know, positive habits. And
he gave me shit last time. He was like, "Where the fuck you been, man?" And I was like, "I've been busy, dude." He was like, "Whatever."
That's a gym owner, man. You know, he'll text you if you haven't been there for a while. Like he just holds you accountable. Yeah, I look up to him, man. He's a real good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's cool. But anyway, like I dig the gym. It's cool. But like Ben's working out like 5 days a week.
Jesus Christ.
No, tell us your schedule, because he told me this earlier, and I was like, you fucking asshole. Like, he makes me just feel like a shitty, lazy-ass piece of shit.
No, it's because I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you can make me feel like a piece of shit. Exactly. Go ahead.
No, I work out 5 days a week. 2 days, I'll do like a supplemental burn. It's called a burn class, which is like a intense cardio, and then I'll run about 6 miles on Saturday. Or I'll row 15 kilometers for about an hour. I'll row for about an hour. So I take one rest day, man, but I need it mentality-wise, like my mental health, man. If I don't, I'm a wreck, man. Yeah. If I miss 2 days, I'm depressed. I'm slow.
Well, you get addicted to the endorphins that come along with it too, because they keep you rolling strong. Yeah. In the words of MXPX,
rolling strong.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing physical. It's just all like that. Just feels good. Yeah. Mentally. You know.
Yeah. Well, like when with a work ethic like you have, coupled with like, you know, the business mentality, it's probably somewhat, because you've got to spend a fuck ton of time in your basement going through shit and making shit and all that. So it's got to be somewhat of a release from that constant. Yeah. Plus, it'd be easy to get fat as shit if that's all you were doing.
And I did. I gained about 70 pounds when 3 years ago. When my child was first born, because I was working until midnight or 2 a.m.
We need photos for the Instagram, a before. We need a before and after.
And I get up at 6 with him, you know, and then when it, you know, to give his mom a break, she'd get up, I would go to work, you know, work in between being a dad and designing website, whatever. Yeah. So I just ate like shit, and it was bad.
Yeah. It happens for sure. That's my excuse.
It happens very fast.
Well, mine for a while, what was, so before, after the first divorce, I got fat as shit.
Right.
And then I dropped enough to get into the military, and then I lost, you know, just running and being in that environment, you know, lost weight, whatever. And then I went through when I was stationed in Hawaii, and they put me on Depakote for the bipolar shit, and that stuff it causes weight gain, and I was working out like 4 and 5 days a week and was not losing. I was still putting on like fat weight. I was strong as a motherfucker, but I looked like a piece of shit. Like we went, like Miller was like, we went rock climbing fucking 5 days a week. Like I went rock climbing, at the gym, like all this shit. And I was still getting fat. It was stupid. I mean, granted, I didn't have the craziest healthy eating habits, but usually like I can eat like shit, but if I'm working out a lot, I'll stay, whatever. But now that I'm older, it doesn't quite work that way. I have to eat a little cleaner. But, at that point in my life, it was stupid.
Cleaner. Do you eat clean?
Cleaner.
Eating?
By cleaner, I mean, shut up. Fuck you.
What do you mean by cleaner?
By cleaner, I just mean like not fucking fast food. No,
whole?
fuck that. If you're going to drink milk, goddamn drink whole milk. Fuck that.
It's better. It's better for you.
Humans were
than
never
2%.
actually meant to drink milk as
Oh my
adults.
God.
They weren't. Like
All
body, your body does not process fucking lactose very well.
I agree with you because lactose is sugar.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I'm saying if you're going
And
to
the
drink milk,
estrogen
you
in
should
it
drink the
gives
whole
you,
milk.
gives you the man tits.
It's not as bad for you as the 2% of the skim. So
Well, that's just fucking, what is it? Ron Swanson says it's just water lying about being milk. Yeah.
yeah,
I agree. I love milk. Fucking, I'm just not saying that. But I just, yeah. So just like no fast food and shit, like just trying to eat food that I fucking cook. And I used to, what I would do is on weekends, like I would have pizza, Coke, whatever. And then 5 days a week I wouldn't, and it worked out pretty well. But
my oldest son says he can't respect a man that drinks milk. so what self-respecting man drinks milk? He's like,
I love
give me
chocolate
a-
milk way too much for that shit.
no, I mean I don't know his feelings on chocolate milk, but like for me, like if I got a piece of cake or cookie or whatever, man, milk's
I have
just
to have
great
milk.
with it. It's
Have to.
just great with it.
Have to have
So, whatever.
Yeah.
So I got a question about like what kind of trial and error do you go through on your products? I mean,
There's
like,
a lot that goes into.
That's a good question.
Oh, I thought you said.
Don't fucking front with me,
I
bitch.
thought you said I fucking asked that already.
No,
no, you didn't.
You got really riled up. Sorry.
No, you're good. No. I mean, there's so many working parts. The emulsifier, humectant, and if something's not heated enough or something's too cold, it won't emulsify, it won't bind, and then you'll have just I don't know. There's just so many working parts to it.
Yeah.
It's just the conditioners. I've always had huge trouble with conditioner. I've had to throw away big batches before. Sometimes
It's got to be hard getting that thickness that it needs, like finding that balance.
Yes, yeah, because you can have something rolling in the garage and water will evaporate from the actual conditioner, and if it's been there for 3 hours, you don't know how, you just got to weigh it again.
Yeah.
Just so much goes into it.
But you realize, like, you joke about being a fucking dumb or whatever, but like you're essentially doing like pretty major chemistry, like on a reg.
Yeah.
It's no, I wouldn't call it that.
What the fuck would you call it then?
Well, okay. Something else upon my. Another thing is jars. Okay, containers.
Yeah.
All of them have different. They'll melt at different points. So I'll buy from the same buyer for the same supplier, and one will like melt at 140. One doesn't melt until 160. So knowing when to pour them in the pots,
That's crazy.
it's confusing.
Yeah.
So you got to research everything before you fill it.
It's fucking crazy to me. Like I couldn't imagine like inventing and making something like a product. Not that you invented pomade, but you know what I mean. But
Sure.
like basically deconstructing it, figuring out what's in it, and then scenting it and all that shit.
I guarantee you, if you pick something to do that with, you'd be amazed how fast.
Yeah.
You would be able to do it.
Yeah. That's what I did with ladies in Hawaii. I just picked it apart, figured out how to do it, and made a great product.
Yeah.
My dick.
Yeah.
There you go.
What product has been the easiest for you out of all?
Because you don't repeat shit. Like, well, not that you don't, but I see like you have different, like almost like lines that come out from time to time.
Yeah.
Like and it's.
I like
always
the
something
idea
different.
of lines. I like the idea of having like a 3-piece suit, something that you could have 3 of, But the easiest, probably just the first Teddy Boy original. I don't know why. That's just been my easiest one. That just came really fast, and that's the first one I was giving away to platform artists, and they all loved it.
Yeah. It's good shit, man. It sincerely is.
So I use the mat.
Yeah.
So
The Teddy Boy mat?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Bill Pullman uses. That's the one that a lot of the celebrities use.
Nice.
Yeah, that
there's
and the shampoo is fucking outstanding.
Well,
Love
the
it so
shampoo is
much.
tough because sulfate, bubbling.
Right.
It's a very low lather. A lot of people don't like that.
Right.
I don't really care. I like something that cools my scalp.
Yeah.
So that's why I put a lot of menthol in there.
Yeah. You know, Amanda always gives me shit because I used to always joke, it's like, if it doesn't foam, it's not working. Your shampoo.
Yeah.
Because she uses a lot of low foam shit.
Yeah.
Because she has really thick hair and the greasiness. So anyway, but yeah, I was like, your shit's not foaming up. And I was like, your fucking shampoo doesn't work. But she's changed me in that regard. But no, it's like, but. So how do you come up with like the scent? Are you just like mad scientist throwing shit in like, hey, this might sound good? Because to me, that would be a very difficult creative thing. Like, what kind of scent do I want to go for with this one? It's very, I'd be like, I'm gonna make this one smell like an asshole and see if people will still buy it.
It's like the mystery jelly beans.
I'm gonna call this Joey's head. It's gonna be the name of this pomade.
Yeah. That's what it smells like. Yeah.
The scents are pretty easy. I mean, with like candle companies out there, the main thing is a lot of like rice bran wax smells terrible. It smells like crayons.
Right.
So getting something that doesn't conflict with that,
right.
Or castor wax smells like, castor beans doesn't smell good. So getting stuff that doesn't clash.
I bet you could intentionally put out a line that just smelled like shit, and there are some hipster motherfuckers that would buy it. This smells natural.
My girlfriend bought this stuff called liquid ass. And she will squirt it.
It sounds
in a
like
room.
lube.
I've had some of that shit before. It's fucking crazy.
That's like her favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
And the whole house just smells terrible, man. So.
I used to they had them for a little while when I was fucking 14 or 15. They had never mind, I was in college. But anyway, it was a fart gun.
Yeah.
And if you remember those, you pulled the thing back and you load the gas and it shot like a fucking ball of air and it just smelled like absolute shit. Yeah, that's one of the only times my mom ever made me leave. Like I was there visiting, and her and my dad were sitting in the kitchen, and I fucking pop with that shit, and she was like, "Get out, you gotta leave right now." Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh Jesus.
Anyway, so this is just a random thing, Jude.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, "Do you want to take a break?" Usually, when you go,
I do, but I had this thought. I just forgot about
go
this.
ahead.
So. Today,
say it now because you'll forget later.
They just opened up this donut shop in Lenore where Jude and I live, and it's called like Big Old Donuts or some shit, and they make these huge fucking cake-sized donuts. And now that their mom's a cop, they give them free donuts from time to time. All the stereotype, but he's gotten where he fucking loves donuts because he turned into a fat little shit. But today, like Amanda had bought some donuts at one of the local donut shops. I don't remember what place is called, but we had them on the thing, and Jude walked in and goes, "You guys have donuts here?" And we were like, "Yeah, dude, they have donuts here."
Everywhere has
he goes,
donuts.
"I thought this was a donutless town." I was like, "No, this isn't a donutless town." He goes, I'll have to come back here more often. I was like, "You come here every other weekend. You don't have a choice when you come here." But yeah, it was. He thought Knoxville was a donutless town.
Donutless town.
How old is he? 10? You said
10, about to be 10. Yeah.
My 8-year-old wants to be a vegetarian now.
Oh really?
Yeah, he just made this. Yeah, this is so funny. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Kids and their mimicry.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever. Isn't that
careful what you're
isn't that
saying.
an Irish slur?
Mimicry?
Yeah, no, mickery.
Oh, mimicry.
I was like, don't you bring that mickery around here. That's right.
That's
You take your 4-leaf clovers home.
That's what all the New
Fucking
Yorkers
cunt.
used to say to their daughters back in the day.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
Oh, I did one of those DNA tests, the
You did.
Ancestry.com, and I got it back, and I have the whitest genes on the planet. Everything is fucking like England, like everything
Eastern
is Western,
Blocker?
Western Europe is
Oh, okay.
all of it.
We're probably related then. That's exactly mine. Was just like
Yeah,
right up,
right
it's
there.
one
A
little section.
little bit of Norway, but everything else was like Ireland and England, all of it. And I'm like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. And I sent that to my parents. I took a screenshot and I sent it, and I was like, we have to be officially one of the whitest families in America. And my mom goes, message back, nothing wrong with that. And I was just
Oh
like,
my
Jesus
God.
Christ, Mom.
Oh, did she hashtag it with Trump 2020?
No, but
okay.
she should have. But no, but I replied back something about you can only say that because of your white privilege. Oh shit!
Of course.
And so like I just kept poking that fucking bear, and she was like, "You're not buying into that liberal crap, are you?" I was like, "That's just your white guilt talking, Mom." And just dude, it was a beautiful conversation to have with my mom. She gets so mad because she's gotten fully back into the whole super heavy church religious thing, as she does from time to time. She goes through that, so she's in the middle of that right now. So all of probably coronavirus is because of the Chinese and the Mexicans coming illegally and not wearing masks, and then the riots are obviously spreading that shit more, and then Black Lives Matter, but Blue Lives Matter just as much. That whole fucking shit. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah.
Shit doesn't. And people get really anyway. Where do you stand politically, Ben? I'm joking. I'm joking. My favorite, he gets so uncomfortable so
Former
fast.
military, small business owner, entrepreneur. I think I know where he stands.
Can you delete that from me?
You guys want to take a break?
Yeah, sure.
All right, we'll be back. Hey, everybody. We'd like to take a minute to tell you about a really cool podcasting app called Stitcher Premium.
Yeah, Stitcher Premium is, like you said, a free app, and they've got everything you could look for: true crime, comedy, pop culture, The Office ladies. I think Conan O'Brien's podcast is on there. There's lots of things on there.
And archives of all those things.
Oh, yeah. And smart lists.
Yeah, the smart list. That's what I was about to say, you fuck. Smart lists basically will watch what you're listening to, or listen to what you're listening to,
Right.
use some fancy algorithms, and make recommendations on shit that you already like.
Yeah, so if you go to Stitcher.com/premium and use the code B3F, you can get a month free. So it's $4.99 a month, or $34.99 if you pay for a full year. But use the code B3F and you'll get a free month.
Check it out. Hey. I'm leaving that clap in this time.
I don't care.
I know you don't care.
Doesn't bother me. You're the audio guy.
All right. So we're back here with Benjamin Miller, Does Hair,
Yep.
which is an Instagram handle. Well, that's your personal Instagram handle, right?
Yes, Benjamin does hair.
Yeah. So we, I don't know if it's a private account. So
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. I thought I changed that.
Maybe you did. I don't fucking know. When I requested to follow you, it was, and then Anchors Aweigh Hair Co. Is that
Anchors Hair Co.
Anchors
At
Hair
first, it was Anchors Hair Company.
Yeah.
But there was already a company from like Japan that owns a trademark in the U.S. They make toothpaste, but they own one for hair called Anchors. So it was like a conflict. So
What company was it?
They're called Anchors.
Oh, okay. It's the actual company.
But they just make.
Because the only Japanese hair company that I know that owns like half the fucking world is Shishido, I think. They own like Dolce & Gabbana and all of that shit. I did some lighting for them in New York at their fancy office.
Nice.
Yeah. We were there at one point, actually, and they were having photo shoots with some models, and they weren't wearing much. Walking through. Yeah. That happened.
Is that where you met your new wife?
Yeah, no. I met her on Facebook
Oh, okay.
back in the day.
I forgot that.
Yeah. Well, we found out that we'd actually met like 25 years earlier at some Christian concert in Decatur, Alabama. Like after talking. Yeah, I had no idea.
Wow.
Well, I had tried to hit on her then, but her friend cock-blocked the shit out of me. Because,
yeah?
good Christian girls watch out for each other. Plus, at the same time, though, she was
She was jealous.
Oh, yeah. I guess I should at some point, huh?
Should.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, you guys do a good job, man. I remember I used to record bands and start drinking, and it's tough. After you've been drinking, it's real tough to remember to hit buttons.
Yeah, I do all right most of the time. Not always.
Yeah, we learned that it's hard to know what you should and shouldn't say in here if you've been drinking about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, but we're not making you sign a release at this point because,
Sweet.
well, I guess we should.
Ah.
But he doesn't care if this airs or not, so whatever.
We'll see Monday.
Yeah. Please don't put that up.
Yeah, I don't care.
But are you still listening to a lot of music and shit, or are you mostly podcasts? You guys were.
I listen to a
talking
lot of
about
podcasts, but I also listen to a lot of music.
What are you into? What are
Music?
Your jams?
I like a lot of the harder stuff. You probably never heard of them.
Oh, you hipster motherfucker.
Well, Worthwhile. They're
Okay.
a band from California. Defeater.
Okay.
Heard Defeater?
No.
Yeah, see.
It sounds familiar, but I've never heard it.
Melodic hardcore. And some
Okay.
of the funkier
Melodic
hardcore.
hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
real,
I know the term. It just
the guitars
sounds
are very
weird.
melodic, but there's a lot of screaming and
Right. Yeah.
fuck you, dad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't listened to a lot of hardcore in the rotation in a long time. I used to be all about some Under Oath back in the day.
Oh yeah, 90-pound wuss.
They weren't
90
hard.
pound wuss. Oh my God, I haven't heard that
Hardcore
name.
punk rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dream is that the Cooties get together and make one more fucking record just for funsies.
Man, I was talking to Jared Scott the other day about this. I used to write Mike
Hey,
Herrera.
somebody pick that name up he dropped over there.
Well, we were talking about outside.
Yeah.
I used to write Mike letters, handwrite him letters when I was like 12, and he would write me back. And he
shit.
sent me paper stickers of the Cooties and like MXPX. They're just basically printed on paper,
Yeah.
but sticker paper, and like pictures of them skating and stuff. So cool, man. Like
We've
those
tried to
bands.
get Mike on here. He doesn't respond to the request.
He's also a hustler, though. He works his ass off.
he
with
does.
Oh,
shit, but
for sure.
Yeah, but if Reese Roper has time in the midst of a massive, but by the way, they raised $61,000 in 31 minutes.
Right.
Just
Lord.
fucking
The last
insane.
time I looked, it was I think over 100,000.
No, they're almost their stretch goal is 180,000, and they were at 177,000 earlier when I checked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but 31 minutes, man, $60,000. That shit was crazy to watch. But
That is insane.
yeah, but I donated though because
Did you?
for nostalgia? Yeah, yeah. I saw them back. Was the W's in Echoing Green was the first show that I saw with them, which was a long fucking time ago. And then was it 2003 at Rocket Town?
I
So
think
now
they,
you gotta.
oh, sorry.
I was gonna say now you gotta get like someone from Cody Hook or something
Dude,
someone else to come
if
on.
if I could find a way to get a hold of one of them, yes, I would ask in a heartbeat.
Cody Hook's the first punk band that I ever saw live.
Oh yeah,
So-
Yeah.
was that the Rock
At
in
the Rock.
Huntsville?
Yeah. Because the Generics opened up for
Generics.
them. Huntsville
Before
local
they were
punk
the
band.
Time Bombs?
Yeah, before they were the Time Bombs.
We thought they were so cool though because one of them
Yeah.
had a mohawk.
Well, not just that though, because they're playing music on stage.
Oh yeah,
That's the other thing.
that too. I saw Skillet there back before they went all industrial.
Yeah, actually, I think I can't remember if I saw them there, but I did see them.
Christian.
I saw them
the
at
Christian
at
music scene
Big
in the
Spring
90s
Jam.
was
When
wild.
Big Spring Jam was going on.
Oh, yeah?
I saw them, and
Yeah.
I can't. they're
See,
probably
I
the-
remember seeing Chevelle play. It was Chevelle, Folds Endura, and the Insiders at a church in fucking outside of Atlanta, Georgia. And Chevelle at the time, they played with their backs to the crowd like a bunch of fucks,
course.
and they sucked so fucking bad. And then I saw them when their big single.
I know what you're talking
For
about.
those two big records
Yeah.
that they had. And I saw them at Rocket Town. I was like, holy shit, it's like a whole different band. They were like legitimately good live.
Yeah.
But the first time I saw them, it was just fucking trash.
Yeah.
I remember that Chevelle. They were on the same level as like Ludacris, which
Yeah.
was the first Norma Jean, right?
Right.
The Chariot.
Yep.
That was funny. Those are some funny days, man.
Yeah, it's such a crazy time, and some
Yeah.
of them came out through and ended up like a lot of success, and then a lot of them faded off into obscurity.
I mean, who's hung around the longest with with legitimate success out of any of those contemporary Christian bands back in the day?
POD.
No, I wouldn't consider them. I mean, Switchfoot would be the closest thing I could
Now,
say.
Switchfoot's they're so huge in
Yes.
Europe. They're selling out
Yes.
stadiums and shit. But
I mean, they're not the same genre of music, but still they fell under all of that kind
I
of
would say
Christian.
MXPX has consistently been one of the most.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, they've had their
consistent.
highs and
Sure.
lows, but they've consistently been there with a fan
Their
base.
fan
and
base has
making
has stayed the same.
like
has
none of
stayed
them have
strong.
ever gone back to work. Working regular jobs in the world. Well, I mean, Tom and Yuri for a while,
Sure.
I guess, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't Five Iron Frenzy tour with MXPX last?
Oh yeah,
2 years ago.
Yeah,
or
they did
2
a
years?
bunch of shows. Did
you go to the Nashville?
Screeching Weasel?
Oh, okay.
No, his brother did. I
Yeah,
didn't go.
me and Don went to that. That was fun.
because I'm old and I was like, I'm not driving to fucking Nashville and back for
Yeah.
that. I wish I would have. Was Fire and Frenzy on that bill with them?
Yeah.
They played because they heard that sound with 5 Iron on horns. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. It's on Apple Music currently.
Were you guys ever into Supertones?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
OC Super.
They were the
Tones.
first ska band I got into.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minute 61, my old band. We played with them. I think I was maybe like 13 or 14. It was fun.
Yeah.
How were they nice dudes?
Yeah. I mean, they looked at us like we were idiots.
Yeah.
Because we're so young. But
Was it
I mean,
Matt?
we
Is it
always had a good
Matt
time.
Mordecai? Is he the
I
lead
don't-
singer or something like that? Yeah,
I don't know. I
I
remember
saw
the-
a doc. He was on the documentary for Pick It Up that's on Amazon, which is a great fucking documentary about
Yeah.
ska in the '90s. And he came across as such a pretentious cock. And he may not be. He might be a super nice dude, but
I can't remember the guy's name. He played guitar for the Supertones, but then he went and played drums with Reliant K
Ethan
for
Luck?
a little while. Ethan Luck. Because then he played with Mike when I saw Mike solo in Nashville.
Yeah.
Because he played with Hillbilly Casino, I think, opened up for him maybe. But anyway.
yeah, it was such a weird fucking time for
Yeah.
music though. Like it was like this resurgence of decent. I say decent compared to like in the Christian world
Yeah.
for what we had was the best shit ever. Like it was mind blowing at the time
Yeah.
that shit. And then I feel like that the Christian music scene now has kind of, well, it's like anything else, right? You have all this indie shit that happens and all this kind of groundbreaking stuff, and then it gets kind of gobbled up by the machine and gets regurgitated, and then it takes a while for a new
Yeah.
uprising, so to speak. I mean, it's kind of the same way with internet and like Spotify and shit. Like there are all these bands releasing online with like SoundCloud and all this shit, and it was really awesome. And then slowly the big corporations have gobbled it back up and then spit it out as a product. And,
Yeah.
because everything's single based now. Like there aren't that many records until
Right.
you get to a certain point. It's like fucking shit that just pops out once or twice. And you hear like a great song or two, and then just gone.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd have been happy being a one-hit wonder though.
Yeah.
But Ben evidently is a rock star, like legitimately
rock
from at some point in his life.
No, it's because of my brother, man. He was very talented. He used to book shows when he was like 16.
Yeah.
He booked Squad 50. You guys remember those?
Oh, Squad 50.
Yeah.
Up in Civic Center in Sevierville, man. I mean, Deer Ephesus, Squad 50.
I remember when Squad when they went glam rock. It made me so happy.
This band Cosmos Express.
Okay.
That's us. The guitar player for Seosin. That's his first band. Just a bunch of big shows, man. When he was like 16, and we'd just flyer him, and a lot of the guerrilla marketing style.
The closest I ever got is I was supposed to open for MXPX in Hawaii. And then, I say that I had the opportunity to, but the promoters there wouldn't have me back because I wrote an open fuck you letter to him before I left. Like I was going to fly back for the show. And they were like, no, he's not going to be on this show. And I was like, okay. But they were really bad because it's Island is such a small spot. They pretty much would only book the people they knew or that they liked type of thing. And you had a lot of great musicians that would never get a shot. And they would put stuff on that didn't make sense. Like they had, they had like Dropkick Murphys came through a couple times.
Yeah.
And my friends got to open for them and it ended up being a great fucking show. But there was another time they came through, I was in the running to get on the bill and they booked like this solo female singer-songwriter with like, and she wasn't bad, but it did not fit the bill at all. But she was banging the promoter and she got on the bill.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're saying women aren't good musicians.
No, she was a good musician. She did not fit on the bill.
Okay.
Right. Like she would have been fine opening for Jason Mraz or any other number of acoustic acts, but not for fucking Dropkick Murphys.
All right.
And anyway, and there are some incredibly talented women musicians, but as a whole, it's more of a male-dominated industry for a fucking reason.
You're saying men are better?
As a whole, it's like male comedians as a whole are better than female comedians.
Is that because there's more of them?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that inherently, I just think men are funnier. And that's not because I'm misogynist or
that's one of our. But the thing is, I think it's part of us like attracting women because women like a guy with a sense of humor.
Well, we relate too
in coping.
We relate to men. Everything. It's just more comfortable to hear a joke from a man. It's not. Like I said, I love women. My mom's my hero.
Your mom's a woman.
My mom is my hero. I just think that men.
Yeah.
Maybe it's delivery. I don't know.
Well, I think it's delivery, but I think part of it is part of like women love a guy with a sense of humor. So there's this always drive to make them laugh and be funny.
Yeah, it's a bit of an evolutionary thing.
And women have never really had that. Like their personality in general hasn't been nearly as important to men. Like
and women think women are funnier.
Yeah.
My girlfriend cracks up at Amy Schumer, and I'm
absolutely
like, what? Or Sarah Silverman. I don't think she's fun, but I've known plenty of women that. Like,
Sarah Silverman has some funny stuff, but they're not. But Nikki Glaser, Whitney Cummings. I love Nikki Glaser and Whitney Cummings.
Yeah.
I think they're very funny.
Yeah.
But
as a whole, like most women comedians I've seen, and it partially is probably being relatable to whatever they're talking about. Yeah, but I feel like a lot of women to sell their comedy is all fucking periods, fucking pussies, and whatever.
Well, that's what sold for Amy Schumer. That's why she blew up so big.
Just basically being
she was basically like, I'm such a slut. Look at me.
But that gets the dude appeal is what
it
brings
does.
it in because I don't feel like there's as much of a demographic for women enjoying stand-up comedy as it's there, but it's not as large as male consumers of stand-up comedy.
Sure,
I would say
the majority of comedy fans of comedians, the majority of the fans are males.
Yeah. But I will say though, I don't find that many male stand-up comedians that funny. Some of them have some good jokes, and there are a handful of that are amazing. But as a whole, like I don't find a lot of dudes that like I don't think what the fuck's his name? Australian dude.
Jim Jeffries.
Like,
I don't think Jim Jeffries is great. He's a great storyteller.
Right. I think he's a good storyteller. I don't find him that funny. Like I don't enjoy his stand-up. That's fine. Yeah. I'm just saying, but personally,
sure.
Dimitri Martin.
I don't like Dimitri Martin.
Oh my God, he's so fucking
Dimitri Martin. I got to be in the right mood.
Yeah.
But when I get in that mood and watch Dimitri Martin, I think he's funny.
Yeah. And again, I think he's a funny dude. It's just not something I would enjoy and sit down and watch. But like, I love Jeselnik. Like, I think he's a fucking
I do too.
Brilliant. Right. Bill Burr, I fucking adore. But as a whole, like I don't watch a lot of stand-up comedy. Like I don't dig it that much. Maybe it's delivery or the medium or the format, what the fuck ever. But that's one reason I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. Like I just don't enjoy. I can't get into it.
Did you ever listen to Time Suck? By the way,
to who?
Time Suck.
No.
I text. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Please do that for me.
Okay, I will do that. I will do that for you.
Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Back the fuck off, dude.
Casey Anthony or OJ or something. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, you're gonna cry. So
I won't cry. I can promise you I won't cry.
You probably won't cry.
I'm too much of a soulless bastard to cry.
Well, he is very soulless. He is a soulless bastard.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like you would like it.
Okay, thank you. That means a lot coming from you.
Yes.
So, do you have anything else, or do you want to play a game,
I mean,
or do you want to break into the bag of shit? Since you didn't prepare for a game like you said you were going to.
I prepared for a game.
Okay.
We're going to take a break so I can do the finagling.
Why don't you just grab the bag of shit?
It's your call, man.
Grab the bag of shit, man. We haven't done that. Well, we did it with Hunter, I guess.
This is your podcast.
Which Hunter did not do well this time with the bag of shit.
No, he didn't.
How did you feel about the podcast with Hunter, by the way?
I felt like he was scared is not the right word.
Nervous.
Nervous.
Well, we're his dads.
Did you think so?
Yeah.
It makes sense. We're never around. So.
We let him come visit. We made him leave.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He hung around because he wanted to go to the open mic with us, and then finally.
Yeah, I canceled that.
Yeah.
All right, we got any topics in there?
Yeah, it looks like we got 5 or so.
All right, so I guess we got to play that shitty fucking theme music since we got.
Just remember, you did this.
I did what?
You decided to do this.
I did, but
we could have done some news. We could have taken a quick break, and I could have got some stuff ready.
We should play Name That Race with our next guest next week. Because he's very active with
let a greater
with
power
rights and such.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Talking for us.
This is a good turn. I like the. I notice I actively talk over your voiceover.
I don't care.
I hate it so much.
Doesn't bother me.
Are we gonna get Andy Harris to do any voiceover shit? By the way,
Are you gonna write anything for him to do?
why?
Because he said write down what he
he's
wanted
your
to
contact.
say.
He's your fucking contact.
I'm gonna write this exactly for him to say. This exact thing for this drop.
It would be better.
Say the same thing. Okay.
It doesn't make sense though. That's the voiceover does not make sense for the topic.
He's my contact, so.
Because the bag of shit does not do talking for us. We get topics for inspiration from the bag of shit.
It talks to us and tells us what to talk about.
No, it doesn't talk to us.
Yeah, it does.
Because we write the topics down.
Yeah, it tells us which one to talk
God
about.
damn it. Ben, draw a goddamn topic. You're the guest.
Oh shit.
His tattoos turn me on, by the way.
Do they?
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to close my eyes and jerk off to his arms. He's more buff, by the way, than he was the last time.
I think he is.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, shit. For
Masks.
the camera. For the camera.
Masks.
Masks. That's got to be one of your topics.
It is one of my topics. Go for it.
Halloween is a cool time to wear masks,
Sure.
which I wonder if they're going to have any Halloween restrictions this year since everybody will be wearing masks.
Well, it's also on a Saturday as well. Halloween's on a Saturday. Yeah.
Shit.
So we should go out in the front yard and podcast. Talk to people that come
I'm
by.
indifferent to masks. Like all the shit right now is stupid.
Sure.
Because there's so much information firing from everywhere. Yeah. But my whole thing is like, if a business wants you to wear a mask, just wear a fucking mask.
Yeah,
Like,
or don't go in there.
Or don't go in there. It's inconvenient. Sure. I fucking hate it. That's one reason I shaved, because like going through the airport, I'm traveling again this weekend. It's fucking miserable wearing a goddamn mask the whole time. But that's what the people say to do. So, whatever. That's fine. I don't have to wear a mask at home. I don't wear a mask at home. If I'm outside in the open air, I don't wear a fucking mask. If I'm going in somewhere that requires it, I fucking put a mask on.
So I heard someone say that the virus doesn't live in like the sun, the UV rays, whatever kills the virus. So like wearing a mask outside is pointless.
Right. Isn't that when Trump said we should start figuring a way to inject light into people's bodies?
I don't know. I heard Joe Rogan say that. Somebody he had talked to that was a scientist or whatever had said that. Like even
Joe
like
Rogan
the fake UV rays, like a UV lamp or whatever, will kill the virus like pretty quickly. So
yeah, it's whatever. But no, I think it was a few months ago. I think Trump had said something like, light, whatever. We could find a way to inject light into people's bodies. And
I don't remember the light. I remember talking about some kind of cleaning solution.
Yeah, that too. That happened. But, so I don't care about the masks.
Do you believe that he was just joking when he said that? Because I've heard some people say he was just joking.
I don't care.
No, I understand that, but what do you think?
I've never even given it that much thought.
I didn't give it any thought till somebody. I heard somebody making the argument. He's just kidding. He didn't really mean to inject cleaner into your body.
I think the part of whatever with Trump is, I think half the shit he says is so outrageous. He could play it either way. He'd be like, "Oh, I was totally joking with that shit," and I was like, "Oh no, I was totally." It could go depending on how it's received.
Sure,
he'd spit that either way. But anyway, masks, fucking, I don't know. I don't really care about the mask thing. It's inconvenient and it sucks. And
you keep looking at me and saying that like you think I wrote that down thinking about COVID masks.
No.
Oh, okay.
Just masks in general. But that's we talk about what comes to mind.
Sure.
That's what came to mind. Well, I said Halloween at first, but
yeah.
And I guess we're all kind of wearing a mask to hide who we are inside. We want to give a certain appearance to other people.
Yeah.
So, we're all wearing masks. Ben, what are your thoughts?
That's a lot to unpack.
You know.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. If someone wants me to wear a mask, and it's their establishment, I'm going to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Honor that.
Yeah. How do you feel about us all wearing masks to prevent people from seeing who we really are?
Why do you think I have tattoos?
Because they're sexy as fuck.
I will say there's a guy driving down my road. He's wearing a mask, driving, and texting at the same time. Like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
When are you going to die first?
Yeah.
Oh my
But-
God.
But you know, my whole thing is so I'm on the fence, like between two schools of thought, because I don't value human life. Like, we're all fucking parasites. I truly believe that with all my heart. So like, I get the appeal to people like the whole Southern, like, well, just let them go out and whoever dies fucking dies, man. That's
Sure.
fine, whatever. Just let the virus eat itself out. But at the same time, I recognize, right? You like that? And so, but at the same time, I get that, like, not going out of your way and intentionally murdering someone. And so if me wearing a mask prevents me from killing another human being, then fucking whatever. I mean, there's no way to know. Like, there's so much misinformation. So, you know, it's whatever. Like going into, I canceled one of my appointments at Saints, actually, because I had been to Texas, to Austin, and there's a bunch of that shit going around. And I didn't want to potentially, like, some of those guys have kids, and I didn't want to, like, you know, potentially spread that shit. So I still paid for the appointment, but I canceled that shit because, you know, it's fucking courtesy, you know, because whatever. Because life, my whole thing is, and we've talked about this before, that life sucks enough, like, by itself without inflicting shittiness onto other people.
Well, your freedom shouldn't infringe on someone else's freedom.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's like there's a compromise.
Right.
Yeah.
And people are like, you fucking sheep. Like, I shouldn't have to wear it. It's like, no, it's not for you, you asshole. It's for the fucking other people around you. Because nobody knows shit what's going on. And so, you know, whatever.
Right.
And I have people say, well, things get back to normal. I'm like, are things really going to get back to normal, though? I feel like we've turned this corner.
It's the new normal.
More or less. But I feel like we've turned this corner that some semblance of this is...
Dr. Fauci said he didn't think we'd ever be able to shake hands ever again. Ever.
I still shake hands. Actually, I found out one of the reasons I got hired at this company is because I walked in and shook people's hand and didn't wear a mask. They're like, this is the kind of guy we want to work here. I was like, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. And we talked. Anyway, so what are your thoughts, Joey? We haven't gotten to you. Ben was fucking hogging the mic the whole goddamn time.
Yeah. Halloween. Fine with that. Yep. Like, I like Halloween. You know, as I actually enjoy, though, just to stick with Halloween for a second, like, I enjoy when kids come and knock on the door, ring the doorbell to give out candy. Like, I legitimately do.
Why are we friends?
Because
like,
I am the better part of you.
No, you are not.
I'm the better human being.
I think it's because you were a much
Hey,
worse
hold on a
person
second.
when you were younger. Oh, shit.
Christ.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. What you doing? I thought you were playing fucking Tony Hawk.
I was shredding the gnar. I was ripping some ass.
I bet you were. Did you get the new one, the 1 and 2 remaster?
It is 1 and 2 the remaster. Correct.
Is it good?
It's so good.
Okay.
I mean, it's so much fun. Yeah, I mean, it's like playing the old one, but I mean, it just looks great, you know? And
right.
it feels great, and it's not archaic feeling, so
that's cool.
All that good jazz.
Yeah, well, we're here with your prettier half.
What's up? What's up, Jesus?
That's why I wanted to, because my Benji Boo Boo's on.
Yeah.
What'd I do, baby boo?
What have y'all been talking about?
All kind. We were just talking about masks. Is the topic out of the bag of shit that just came up?
Like the Eric Stoltz movie?
Whatever. Yeah. The cartoon.
Okay. Yeah, dude, those incredible cars that would transform.
Actually, I am upset about how many people have never heard of that cartoon. Like, I've brought up Mask before, and people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Ben's giving me a look of confusion right now.
No.
He knows. If Ben would know, he saw it. Dude, I got the toys. Don't worry, I'll send you pictures. But yeah, no, Mask was a killer cartoon. So we're talking about masks in general. This is a highly controversial topic right now.
Yeah, and you're in the public service industry, and it affects you guys directly.
I wear my mask over my penis. I just don't know if I'm doing it right.
It's the way to optimize sensation.
It's the safest.
Yeah.
You don't want to get you don't want to get COVID in the old dick hole.
No, it breathes.
I had a buddy of mine that actually had this girl that was going to give him a blowjob, and she literally put his dick in her mouth and blew on it. He said it was one of the worst experiences.
That's what I would have done if I was 15. Blowjob?
Oh, God.
Yeah, he said air inside the old urethra is a very odd
I
feeling.
bet. Oh my!
It's also the reason you don't pee in the ocean too, because you never know what's going to swim up your dick hole.
That's true.
Oh God!
Yeah. So what else is good?
Wait, could you imagine that before pornos? I mean, having sex and doing blowjobs before learning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You'd never seen it. You'd never really.
Yeah.
God, how awkward.
Yeah. Could you imagine some cave woman just slobbing the knob? That'd be horrible.
Did they?
Well, I feel like it probably originated in some kind of really rapey way.
There's
like,
some cave drawings of that.
Back in the day, like some dude was just like, "You're putting this in your mouth," and then he told his friends about it, and then it just kind of went on from there.
Oh God!
You're gonna act like you like it. So.
Yeah, like we've talked. I've tasted my own cum. It's not a fucking pleasant experience.
God. No.
I think you're the only
the
one
whole
out of the
other
four of us that has.
I might be.
Or admits to it.
I have. That's his secret ingredient to his pomade.
Oh God!
Oh God. Joey, I heard you return to the corporate hair world.
I did. Yeah, I did. That shit slaps, man.
It's just slaps. Indeed. Well, good, man. I'm glad that's still working out for everybody.
Yeah.
We were talking about Joey's hair washing habits earlier, and Ben refused. He obviously is not comfortable with the conflict and refused to take a stance.
I have to, man. I have to stay neutral. That's the worst part about.
Hey, you're selling shampoo. What are you talking about, man? You can't be neutral.
To be neutral to feelings.
It's called pH balance.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, so how's everything at the shop, Tiger?
It's good, man. Yeah, we're rolling along, dude. It's definitely it's back to school season. You know, we've talked about a little bit on here before. The fall definitely picks up. Dudes are starting to style their hair more. You know, they're add that extra layer for fashion. So, you know, they have to fix their hair. They're not out and about it like in the wilderness and at the pool and at the lake so much. So, but yeah, dude, it's picking up, man. It's good. Yeah. Yeah, that's why actually I had to hit up Ben, tell me it's more conditioner because your wife came in and bought the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it for the kid. Cause he's got that fro going on.
Brillo. Yeah, man. That's some Brillo up there. Jesus.
Yeah. And he has like killer dandruff from time to time.
Oh no.
Yeah. But at least he's not bald like his dad. Like his dad's balding and fat. What? He is? What?
You?
No.
Oh.
He's my stepson.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. That one didn't come out of my nutsack. The other two did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a modern family, so
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
A blended. Is that what they call it now?
Yeah, a blended. So I feel like you just wanted to call in to steal Ben's thunder.
That's all right. Take it, Don.
No.
Take it, Don.
I'm kidding.
Don's thirsty.
I didn't even want to stay on for very long. I just wanted to real. Yeah, don't start with that word.
I know. I had to find my notes from the last time you called in and told us that slaps and thirsty were your buzzwords that you hate.
Yeah, he's just being salty.
I know.
I can handle salty, thirsty, and what is the?
I'm thirsty because I'm salty.
Oh, when girls today too, I started hearing these females saying I look like a snack. What the fuck's with that, man? What does that even mean?
A smack?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to
like snack pack, like.
Oh, a snack.
A snack.
Let me go and tell you, that's not a bad thing to be called, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you said, like one of the gay guys came in and said that to you?
No, but I just recently heard that, and I was like, what's the snack?
Something you'd fucking put in your mouth, dude.
I know, but that's usually. But yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Did you tell them they needed to go the fuck back to school? Leave you alone?
Yeah. You can shut up.
Do you have a hall pass to be out right now?
Yeah, I always feel like I feel like Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino 90% of the time.
When you get older, a snack just means effort. I think I'm gonna open a real snack. And get some Doritos.
The Urban Dictionary definition is a snack is someone who looks good at the moment, and then the definition 2 is someone who is delicious and cute.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's precious.
Yeah. Used in a sentence. Ooh, Don looking like a snack.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's so funny.
Oh God. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dudes, I won't keep you, man. I just wanted to call in and say hey, and since Boo Boo was on, I just wanted to slide in there a little bit.
It's good to hear your voice.
We're gonna start doing this like an NPR show. We'll
Oh yeah, we start. What is it? The mouth noises. The what are they called?
ASMR.
Hey Don, sit on a speaker.
All right, dudes.
All right, man.
Well, you guys all have a good night, man.
You too, brother.
man.
See ya. Bye.
All right. All right.
That was the most entertaining Ben has been all night. All right, buddy.
Masks.
Your turn.
Are you gonna let me go next?
Yeah. Tired of hearing you talk about masks.
Oh, hold on.
Oh shit, you cheating motherfucker. Drawing 2 topics.
This one's one of yours.
Probably. Or Amanda's.
Spanking. No, this is definitely yours. I can tell by the handwriting. I can tell by the handwriting.
All right, spanking. Yeah.
All right.
Game on. It's my topic. You start.
If
Or
I
Ben can start.
If I had it to do over again, I wouldn't spank my kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about spanking kids?
No, you're talking about whatever you think.
comes
And that's
to
my
mind.
first thought was if I had it to do over again, I wouldn't spank my kids.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
Just everything that I've learned from my wife through all of her training for behavior.
She works with retarded kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Whatever.
I wouldn't spank a retarded kid.
No, but
I'm not laughing at that.
everything-
I'm not laughing at that.
everything I've learned from her through all of her training and behavior analysis, things like that, is there are much healthier, better ways to actually get a child to do what needs to be done and actually sustained, not done out of fear, I guess is the one way to put it.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
That's fair.
I think spanking a child is about, like, if they're doing something that could hurt them or hurt someone else, like, perfectly fine. Like, if they're about to run out in the street in front of a car or whatever, sure.
Yeah.
Smack that ass.
I think it depends. I mean, again, I'm not a parenting expert by any stretch of the imagination. I'm probably not even a good parent. But I guess I feel like looking back, like because I didn't get spanked all the time, and it was kind of like, I'm not a believer in spanking a kid like when you're angry.
Sure.
Like you calm the fuck down, and it's like this.
Don't
is why
say
this
you
is
have
happening.
a conversation about it.
I do.
Oh my god!
I absolutely
That's
not
the worst thing.
Not,
ever.
not when they're like fucking 1 and 2. They don't understand that shit. But when
You're
they're old
going
enough,
to tell me why you're beating my ass, and then you're going to beat my ass.
Yeah.
Like my mom used to do that shit, and my thought was always just get it over with. I don't need to hear a lecture about why you're doing.
I wouldn't give a lecture. I would ask them so they understood. I'd be like, "Do you understand why you're getting a spanking?" And if
you
they
want to hurt me,
yeah, right. And I'd be like, "Yes." No, I'd be like, "So this is why it's like because I told you this is the consequence and this is what you did."
know.
So that was it. And it wasn't a full conversation. It was just an explanation. And then I'd say, "Yeah, that was it." I didn't get a lecture.
Sure.
Anyway, but I never once spanked one of my kids when I was pissed. Never once. And I'm not a believer in that. But again,
spank your wife when you're pissed.
no, I spank my wife when we're having fucking fun.
Oh, okay.
It's a good fucking time, man.
All right.
But anyway, but again, going biased, like I got my ass beat a lot growing up, and I feel like it was a good thing for me. But again, maybe some people say, well, that's how that shit gets reciprocated and handed down and all that shit. So I don't
Violence
fucking know.
begets violence,
Right.
Steve.
But I guess that's the thing is people look at it as violence, and I've never seen it
Sins
as a
of the
violent
father.
thing, right? Sins of the father. Anyway, but as far as like good spanking goes, like that shit's can be fun.
Sure,
Moment.
it can be.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a difference because there's a whole weird like subgenre of people that like enjoy like treating their wife like a kid or their daughter and putting them over their knee and spanking their ass, and like that's a little odd to me.
Bigs and littles.
Bigs and littles.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like a good, you tapping that shit and you pop that ass a little bit. That's a good time. All right, Ben, your opinions. Spanking.
Man, I can't talk about this.
Okay. That's fair.
I'm no fun. Like when you like represent.
No, I understand.
You
that.
know what I mean? I hate it. I wish I could just go off right now and be a dude.
No, it's fine. We get it, but we're just glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Because
I'm
I
glad
would
to
not
laugh
want
at
to.
your jokes.
I don't want to get a phone call, Nick tomorrow saying take the shit down. It's not.
Yeah.
All right. But Ben knows what I'm talking about. It's back in that. Get some of that shit in there. Yeah. All right. This one's very neatly folded, which means it's either yours or.
It's on regular notebook paper, so it's probably mine.
Oh, no, it's
not.
mine.
It's graph paper. That's yours.
Yep. The topic: magic.
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 Let's let Ben go first.
Yeah, go for it.
Come on, Ben.
Black magic.
Any magic, whatever comes to mind when I say magic.
I believe in black magic. I'm a big believer in spirituality.
Okay.
I've lived in some really haunted houses before and seen some weird shit.
Okay.
I told you earlier, I'm converting to Catholicism.
Okay.
I'm going through classes right now.
All right.
My son is Catholic. My mom's Catholic. And the more I read about spiritual warfare and look at experiences in my life, I believe in that type of magic.
Right.
Real magic or card magic is cool as shit. My friend Zach is amazing at it. And
Okay.
It's awesome. But yeah,
So when you say haunted house, do you believe it's the spirit of someone that passed on, or do you believe it's?
No. I think we found some Ouija boards in the closet.
Yeah.
And I think it's more. I've played with the Ouija boards when I was a teenager.
No, I was scared out of not playing with Ouija board. My mom, first off, said she would beat my ass, and secondly, just tried to put the fear of all things dark and satanic in me.
My dad was a big satanic panic dude.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to watch this movie called Hell's Bells all the time.
Dangers of rock and roll.
Yeah, man.
Fuck
exactly.
yeah.
But he was a rock and roller. He was a Christian rock and roller.
Mm-hmm.
But I love, man, Ghost Adventures is my favorite show all time. I've been to the Haunted Museum twice.
I feel like all those ghost shows, like, just cock tease. Like, there's never anything remotely.
Ghost Adventures, Zach Baggins.
All right.
Y'all really gonna have you talk about
Yeah,
Zach?
no, go for it. Go for it.
He's got a museum in Vegas.
It's Bilbo's cousin.
Yeah.
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 Baggins. His show's really good. He's got a museum where he's got the Dybbuk box. He's got the Annabelle doll. I went on opening weekend.
The Annabelle doll from the movie, or the Annabelle
like
doll?
the real actual
Annabelle
one,
doll.
the crying child portrait. He's got like, was it the clown, like Gacy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
All this shit, all this memorabilia. It's out in Vegas. A really cool museum. But middle of that, going through it, this kid on the tour had 3 scratches going through his arm, starts sweating. I mean,
Oh, shit.
Fucking, they had to take him out back. They sort of like praying with him. Zach was out there. He's like a multi-millionaire, huge celebrities praying with this kid. It was insane. But just as a kid, living in this basement, man, I still get chills thinking about it. It's right off Washington Pike.
Oh, shit.
Used to see like dark clouds. Woke up one night to my brother. He was maybe 11 or 12. Maybe he was choking himself, man. And my dad was prying his hand. My dad's a big dude, and pulling his hands off. My family's praying. My mom's crying. It's just some weird shit.
Yeah.
And so I totally believe that demonic forces
Malevolent.
make me
Malevolent.
weird. Yes.
Being, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I believe in happy forces or whatever.
Yeah, so I believe in like spiritual realm and things like that. I just don't believe that someone's ghost hangs around.
I don't know
things
about
like
that.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
I just don't.
Interesting.
I just don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like biblical or scientifically, nothing backs it up. To me,
Which is weird. Real fast, after my brother passed away, maybe a year or so, I had this really weird dream. It was a really weird moment where I was in a really dangerous situation in Nashville, and my phone was off, and my mom was calling me all night. So I woke up. I had to get my friend out of jail, and had all these missed calls and voicemails from my mom. She's worried about me, and she was having this dream that my brother was holding me as a baby, saying, "I'm taking care of him." So that shit, it's weird.
Yeah.
And it's actually published in a book. I don't remember the name, but
Yeah.
book.
I don't know. Like the ghost thing, I would disagree that it's not back biblically at all, but that doesn't fucking matter. It depends on your view of the Bible. But I don't know. It makes sense depending on your view of the afterlife and spirituality and how that shit functions. Like people being stuck in transition and not being able to leave, or it depends on if you believe in like there's like multi layers to our reality, and the places like the Karmic wheel is a super interesting topic, which doesn't necessarily support ghosts, but a lot of that shit, and not necessarily the actual like essence of the person as or the physical. A physical representation of them as a ghost, as much as like a part of that essence being stuck, type of shit. Because like, if you do a little, reading and research, like different materials like wood and shit, like that stuff holds, like one of the thought processes that shit like holds energy and holds memories and holds that shit. And so like, that's one reason like the Ryman, you can go in there and get fucking chills because like all that musical history is fucking kept in that wood.
Sure.
And so in the same way, there's certain environment, and I don't mean necessarily like certain houses, material built, whatever. There's 1,000 different type of explanations for it, but are people just being stuck in this traumatic moment? They're never able to, kind of like in life, you have something traumatic happen, you can relive that, like essentially PTSD, and it's basically spiritual PTSD. Like they're murdered, like ended violently, whatever the fuck it is, and so they're constantly like in a spiritual type of PTSD, living that over and over again until it can be accepted and moved past. Is one of the thought processes on that.
I mean, that's an interesting thought. I mean, I think when I think about some of that stuff that way, as far as something being trapped in the Ryman, for instance, and I can't remember what
and that's not necessarily trapped. That's like literal memory or energy being stored
but,
in the wood.
I mean, I think about, and there was a term, and I can't remember what it's called, familiar spirits or something like that. What was it? Like
familiar spirits, or whatever Christian term.
Whatever's on you and on me or whatever, familiar link up or whatever kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, some of that stuff I believe in or whatever, and some of it is a little bit of hoo-ha that the church comes up with to scare kids into going to heaven.
Yeah, but in my opinion, you have to remove the church filter from it, and it makes some of it makes a lot more sense.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially if you separate and stop thinking about heaven as like a physical place above us and hell as a physical place below us.
Yeah,
metaphors. I see the Bible as more of metaphors, to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I'm just saying, like, so that's where I would kind of, my mind immediately goes to, if you walk into, we lived in a house that my stepdad lived in. It was the last real happy place he lived before he died.
Right.
This house, and then me and my wife and kids moved out there a couple of years or so after he had died, and there were definitely things that felt strange out there, and so always things like that always just chalk up to the quote familiar spirits or things like that, but.
I don't know. I've seen some shit in my younger years, and
I saw plenty of things like in the church, being involved in the church, and
the church is a battleground, man.
The Catholic Church is a fucking crazy place. Like outside of the jokes and the shit on the surface, like the Vatican and the history behind that. There's some fucking they hold some fucking information they're not shared with the rest of the goddamn world. That's for fucking sure.
But I also
that's not I'm not not Catholicism, but the history that's there and their involvement in some of that shit is fucking insane.
Well, I can remember when I was in my early teens, my brother seeing something one night, and he described it as a pretty stereotypical how someone would draw a demon or the devil or whatever. He said it was this pink thing that was up on the top bunk bed, which is where I would have been sleeping, and it had wings, and he was very young. Yeah, he would have had to been like 6. And he said it was this pink thing and it had wings, and he kept saying it had toesies like this, is what he kept saying. And he said, and it flew down. He had gotten up and was fixing to leave the bedroom in the middle of the night and go to my mom's and my stepdad's room. He said, and it flew down onto his bed, and he went out and he went into their bed. I get chills talking about it.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah.
So anyway, he goes in there, and I didn't experience any of this. I heard this from my mom and my brother. And he gets to my mom's bed, and he says something to my mom. My mom wakes up. And she said, what is it? And he tells her, and then all of a sudden, this bright white figure comes through the bedroom door.
It was Jesus.
Well, she said that the feeling she had was like it was like angelic, like an angel or whatever. And she said you couldn't make out a face, but you could see a face, but you couldn't make out facial features or whatever. You couldn't see any feet or anything. It was like floating there or whatever. And it moved across and stopped at the foot of the bed. And then she got my brother up in the bed, and she closed her eyes and she was praying or whatever. And then the light was gone. Like there's nothing there anymore. But then she said she started seeing little sparks in the air, like things. Now, super churchy as she is, she said it was spiritual warfare going on, the clashing of the heavenly swords. So that's what, I mean, that's what she chalked it up to.
Well, people are always going to interpret, what they see through with their background or their place they're in at their life.
But I've experienced things like the last house we lived in, one night, I woke up, I don't know, it could have been sleep paralysis, which I've never experienced before. But I woke up, I looked, and it's always dark out that window. There's no light on the window on that side of the bedroom, but it was bright enough that you could make out a facial figure in the window, but it was not human or whatever. But I can remember at that point feeling all of a sudden a heaviness, and not a heaviness like in the air, like a literal heaviness pressing me into the bed. And like, you can't talk, you can't see anything, and all you do is just kind of have the whatever thoughts, wherever your mind goes at that time or whatever. And I don't know, you've experienced things similar to that before, but
after my brother passed away, I had a lot of night terrors. There's one time where I was living with a girl, and I woke up screaming in another language. Like, that's what she said. And it was just the weirdest fucking dream. I still remember it. I still remember the night terrors, man. And I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. And they say, sleep paralysis. It could be. But still, just like the circumstances leading up to that.
Right. I feel like all that shit is so multifaceted, and there's people that like, that's ridiculous, and they're going to disprove it with whatever information they have. But to me, if you're legitimately open-minded, you recognize the fact, like, some of the shit, like, it can't be explained, and you're going to try to explain it by whatever means you can. But, and I feel like that's where a lot of Christianity and a lot of that shit came from, is people trying to make sense of things that they saw and experienced. But like one of mine, well, one, can we agree that little kid ghosts are some of the fucking scariest things on the goddamn planet? Like angry little kid ghosts? That shit is horrifying. Yeah. But I remember, did I ever tell you about so this was after my grandmother died, like the mean granny, as we used to call her. Sure. It was like a month after she had died. I was driving through Columbia, and at my phone, it rang with an unknown, like the blocked caller number, whatever, or unknown. And, or it used to be all zeros on the older phones, remember? And so I hit ignore, fucking had a voicemail, picked it up. It's my fucking grandmother. It was like, hey, Steven, call me. It's all it said, but I was like, what the fuck is this shit? That shit freaked the fuck. Yeah. And that wasn't like a scary, like oppressive thing. I was just like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. And maybe old phones that had gotten lost in the ether and just hit my phone, but it was like a month. It wasn't like a week or a few days. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? But
spirits are, the night my brother passed away, or it was the night after I drove home from the military. It's fucking a wreck. Yeah. Sitting there, finally, I was talking to my girlfriend at the time, my mom in my mom's living room, and finally we're kind of bringing up a good moment, and the light slowly turns on, like no shit. Yeah. It's just like little things like that, little signs where you're like, wow.
Well, my wife, her dad used to show up in her dreams all the time. They'd have conversations, and after we got married, she said that he showed up and hugged her goodbye, and basically like, you're okay now. And it was like the last time she's dreamed of her dad. Their dad showed up in her dreams was after we fucking got married, which is a really weird. And that, again, that could be mental. That could be a number of things. I see the jokes formulating in your head.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I am fine.
But no, just weird. It's a weird thing, and that's why I'm gonna subscribe to a little bit of the whole absurdism side of things. But anyway,
do you guys believe in like numerology, signs, and all that?
I don't know a lot about it.
My wife she's gotten really big into a lot of that shit lately, like stonework, the crystals, energy work, and all that shit, and then the history of witches in America, and how a lot of them were just like granny healers and shit like that, and they were wrongly accused, and how a lot of the magic, quote unquote, is historically been, like in American history anyway, passed down from woman to woman to woman. That was a big part of like women's history in the States, and the role that they played in that. And it's been really suppressed, with like the witch hunts and shit like that. But anyway, she's really big into that side of thing, more so.
Have her on to talk about that. I would like to listen to that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's like it's like, and again, we differ on a lot of that stuff because I tend to be much more, and again, I kind of subscribe more. I don't know if you've read much about absurdism, like the philosophy behind that. And not that I'm an expert on it, but the whole concept behind it is essentially like the universe and truth is so vast, it's absurd to even try to fucking understand it because you're never going to. And there's nothing wrong with doing it, but just you have to recognize the fact that it's just fucking crazy to think that any one person can claim to understand all that shit. And that's a really shitty synopsis of what it is. But it's all really interesting to me. I've always been super interested in spirituality. And
if you guys ever want to do a Ouija board, let me know.
Okay,
we'll do it on air.
We'll do it at Joey's house.
It's a no. You won't. My wife would never let that happen. But no, and it's just one of those. There's a couple of little things from my church upbringing that just stuck with me. That it's just
I'm always
it's a
drawn
mental
back,
thing.
It was some of the scariest times of my life, but I'm always drawn back to it.
Well, it's just like the Ouija board and things like that. It's just a weird thing. Like I'm just like, well, But why? Why? I'm 40 years old. Why
What if?
get involved in it?
It's really a what if.
There's-
Is what it boils down to.
Knoxville.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knoxville has this ghosted tour. You always see
Yeah.
them downtown.
Amanda wanted to go on that.
It's. I mean, it's cheesy, but there's a section where you can go down behind the theater, and you actually do like a little ghost hunt.
Yeah.
And then he'll give you like a pendulum and all that. And I swear, I mean, we were taking pictures, just weird stuff in the pictures that you can't explain, man, because they're not in other pictures that you take.
Yeah.
And we're doing the pendulum under the stairs, and I swear to God, I mean, I'm trying to trip this thing up, and every answer was like leading to be a little girl that was playing with girl toys, and you know, I would do boy questions and it would start going the other way, and I'll do another boy question. So it was just the rhythm was all off.
Yeah.
And every yes, you know, it was just this weird.
One of the times I've gotten chills, like, and I can usually tell when somebody's telling the truth, they believe, because I'll get fucking cold chills. But Jude, when he was fucking 2, I think I told you about this. It was one of the craziest fucking things. Like, we were sitting there and he looked up and he goes, "Dad, do you remember the time I died?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "When I drowned in mommy's belly." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, you know, we lived in Hawaii. I was like, "But you never drowned." And he was like, "No, not this mommy, my other mommy. When I was a baby, she went into the water and we drowned." Nonchalant, and then just went off in some other shit. And I was like, "What the fuck? It just happened."
Get out of here.
But the weird thing is with him, and I've just noticed because I didn't think much of it, but that kid has almost drowned. Like, I've pulled him out of the water before. My sister's pulled him out of the water before.
Wow.
Like I'm talking about on the bottom. Like, he's had this weird aversion to water. I shouldn't say aversion because he hasn't been scared of it, but like this weird, like,
Bad
he
luck.
almost got drugged down the river and fucking at home. My sister had to pull him out of that. I've pulled him out of a pool 2 or 3 times.
Damn.
And like, I'm talking with like a bunch of people, but it's been like he's almost drowned more than any other kid. And like, I correlate those two. And I'm like, it's fucking weird.
Time loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Hopefully
Like,
not.
shit follows you. Like, the whole past life thing, like the whole reincarnation concept is very interesting to me as well.
It's interesting. I don't subscribe to it yet. Who knows?
Have
But
you
I mean,
read much on it? And people,
Not a ton, at least not in a long
it's
time.
fucking crazy
Yeah.
when you really dig into it. Like, the whole, not necessarily if you, karmic loop as far as a philosophical thing or through Hinduism is interesting. But when you start reading about people that have memories of past lives, especially it's prevalent in kids more so than adults. And then a lot of times they've gone back and people being able to recount certain things as kids that they would have no fucking knowledge of about a different time period or about certain people. It's fucking weird shit, man. Like, there's this one, and again, you're based off of what people have written or what they're correlating personal experiences, whatever. But one I read, there's this little girl and her mom was giving her a bath and she looked up, she said, "Do you remember when I used to give you a bath, Mommy?" And she was like, "What are you talking about?" And it was like her grandmother had died, and the girl was starting to spit off like pet names and shit that her grandmother called her before she was fucking born. Like some weird fucking shit like that, you know? Anyway, that's super fucking interesting shit.
Have you liked, didn't you say you liked Eternal Sunshine?
Yes, love that.
Have you seen the new Charlie Kaufman movie on Netflix?
What?
It just came out. It's called,
Didn't know.
oh my God, it's called I'm Thinking About Ending Things. I just watched it today. And I still can't figure it out, but I think it's kind of along the same lines of death and kind of like, did you watch Synecdoche, New York?
No.
That was another Charlie Kaufman. That's a really good one.
No, I just
Seen
stumbled
relation to
upon
Andy?
Yeah. I stumbled upon Eternal Sunshine, like just working part time in a movie store and saw Jim Carrey and somebody was like, "That's a pretty good movie." And it's
okay.
like, all right, I'll watch it and fell in love with it.
What the fuck was Jim Carrey doing in a movie gallery?
Yeah. I mean,
Dude, that's his best
it's weird. Yeah. I think it is too.
movie. Yeah, it's such a good movie.
So
Now, he's been a phenomenal dramatic actor when he's swapped over. He's really
he's a little crazy lately, but
yeah, it's Jim Carrey.
but all geniuses are a little crazy.
Yeah, Robin Williams, man, one of the greats. David Carradine. Oh, Jesus. I think if I was ever going to actually kill myself, it would not be by hanging. That has to be a fucking terrible way to go. I mean, it's a convenient way to go. That'd be a shitty fucking way to go.
Yeah.
Damn, did you guys watch the Chris Farley documentary on Hulu?
I have not. I've heard it's really good.
Really good.
Is it?
Did he actually kill himself or was it an overdose?
I always heard it was
I think he
overdosed.
overdosed.
I always
That's
heard
what I
it was
thought too,
overdosed,
but
yeah.
it kind of almost implied that it was like intentional.
Well,
who
maybe
knows?
not. But I mean, it depends on,
Yeah.
you know, because people can view things like I got accused of like I essentially overdosed on fucking lorazepam, and I wasn't trying to kill myself, but if I would have, they would have ruled it as a suicide.
Gotcha.
But They also, I was in the military with a guy in Alaska, and he wanted out so bad, he ate himself out of the Coast Guard. Like he was on, like he gained, I think, 100 pounds in 2 or 3
Fat
months.
boy program. I was on it the whole time I was in the military.
Like 3 months, 100 pounds.
Oh my god,
That's effort. And he was just by the end of it, like he was in sweatpants and a t-shirt. His uniforms wouldn't fit him, and they finally kicked him out. And then he tried to come back for the VA disability, saying that the military had caused him to put on that much weight. But like he was so miserable, and like had he died in that, like that would have been to me like a form of suicide. Like he ate himself to death on purpose. You know, he was so unhappy. It was fucking. Yeah. I've never seen anybody get that fat that fast though. It was insane. They had to close down.
That was probably a lot of fun.
Yeah, right. Well, all he would do is he would eat normal meals, but after we had morale freezers, basically they had like fucking ice cream and hot pockets and shit. So at night, if you wanted to go in,
Coast Guard must have been awesome.
well, no, this is isolated duty in fucking Alaska. There's 20 dudes, and so that's something to keep people from killing themselves because they started doing that shit after like back in the 80s and 90s where people were fucking killing themselves. Those stations, like, okay, Anyway, we had to close like a couple of the public, like they had whatever, because they were like they found shit in it when they did chemical tests because this guy couldn't wipe his own ass. But anyway, Attu, Alaska, very last island on the Aleutian chain. I was stationed there for a while. That place was haunted as fuck. It was the only place the Japanese had ever occupied during World War II, and then we came in and we just fucking massacred them. And I mean, all the things like Artillery Hill, fucking I think like Murder Valley, like Blood River, like you could still find like helmets with like sniper holes in them and shit. Like, and you'd go out there at night and this fog would roll in and it was creepy as a motherfucker. There were certain areas in the station, like after certain times I wouldn't fucking go.
You could just tell sometimes.
Yeah.
You can just tell.
Yeah.
And that wasn't so much of like, oh, there's army ghosts, so much as it was just super fucking heavy. Like so heavy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Best bag of shit topic yet, bitches.
Probably, yeah.
That was good.
I'm proud of that. Well, do you want to?
Did you hold on? So did you ever see the video that was on YouTube back? I saw it years ago, but so we're supposedly like in Antarctica or somewhere they drilled a hole deep and they dropped some recording device and supposedly like we're recording hell. Yeah. And what did you guys ever think about that?
I feel like it was ice shifting at that depth.
That's such an odd sound for ice shifting, isn't it though?
Not really.
You said it's Antarctica.
It was somewhere like that.
Isn't it like a lot of that like a no-go zone? There's a lot of conspiracies.
Dude, I love conspiracies so fucking much.
Yeah, me too.
Nazi bases, baby. In South America, and Hitler escaped to South America.
Right.
Fucking the Nazis had a secret base there on the goddamned moon. Have you ever read any of the Mars visitation? Like we've had colonies on Mars for fucking years. Like that shit's fucking nuts. The Earth is flat.
Sumerians.
Oh yeah,
right.
Earth
Sumerians.
is flat, sure.
Now, the hollow Earth theory. Have you read on the hollow Earth thing?
A little bit.
It's weird as shit. Like it's cool. It's nothing I buy into, but it's fucking interesting as shit.
Yeah.
And some people like hardcore defend this shit.
Oh yeah.
My favorite. Did you watch the? There's a flat Earth documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, it's called Beyond the Curve.
Beyond the Curve.
I haven't watched it. I can't make myself do it yet.
It's so good, and like the pinnacle. And you're not gonna watch it, and so
I'm sure I will at some point. But go for it. I don't care.
So at the end, there's this guy, and he's building this big rig to fire a laser straight from point A to point B so he can prove the fucking Earth is flat because the laser will go further than the curvature and it's going to hit flat straight, the whole thing. It didn't work, and he was just fucking devastated. But like, it was, and then starts blaming it on all this other shit and goes
Occam's
back
razor,
whatever.
which is like, sometimes the easiest is just the answer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's some flat Earth group had said at one point they need this specific type of gyroscope that the military has to be able to prove that the Earth is flat. Yeah. And they ended up getting their hands on this gyroscope. And they set it up to whatever, and it completely debunks their theory. Yeah. And they're like, well, we didn't do something right. So they do it again. Same thing.
So that denial is sad.
And then they just, it's it. And then they were just like, yeah, well, they didn't give us a good gyroscope or something like that.
Yeah, well, that was insane. That was this documentary. It was these guys, and they really passionately believed, and they were great people. They just had this belief. And that's when, like, by the end of it, it was like you felt bad for the people. It's like, it's sad that they're in this type of delusion. And
but I mean, you'd be okay if they died from coronavirus.
Absolutely.
What about 9/11?
I'll tell you this: jet fuel don't burn steel. I don't subscribe to a lot of conspiracy theories. I enjoy hearing people talk about them. Yeah, like I am a part of a flat Earth group on Facebook because I get plenty of laughs from it.
Well, like the 9/11 thing though, and structurally engineering from the scientific side. to debunk the jet fuel doesn't burn steel.
Right.
But those fires inside can get hot enough to weaken steel structure and that whatever. But I think, and we've talked about this a little bit. Like my whole thing.
Ed Asner thinks that the Jews did it.
Well, it's Ed Asner. He thinks the Jews are responsible for all the bad things. But I feel like that the government knew about it and allowed it to happen. Maybe not that specific thing, and allowed it to happen to justify our involvement in
that wouldn't
Middle
surprise
East.
me.
Because that was all about oil and the drug trade. Like we confiscated so much fucking poppy over there. And I had more than one person I knew that was over there that said as soon as they would secure an area, man, the black choppers and black suits would come down and secure these fucking poppy fields and shit. But the U.S. deals heavily in the drug trade for information, for whatever. And people are like, no, the government wouldn't do that. I was like, they infected an entire black community with syphilis to see what the fuck would happen. Like, you don't think they would do that shit? You're fucking crazy. They knew about Pearl Harbor before that shit happened, and they let that happen to justify us getting into World War II and test our fucking atom bomb on a people.
Well, we tested nukes on our own soil.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, also in the what's the people like off the Bikini Islands, Bikini Atoll, and all that shit when they tested a lot of the bombs? What's that fucking people group? They're all fucked up from radiation and shit, and we've been funneling them money for forever to whatever. But they're actually like a lot of people in Hawaii are super racist against them. There's all kinds of jokes about like this people group that are super fucked up from radiation. It's awful. But. Oh, fuck.
I don't know. Conspiracy theories are fun. I don't subscribe to too many, but I'm not anti any of them either. It's kind of like.
Well, my whole thing with them is.
I prefer to hear people talk about them than read about them.
Right. Well, my whole thing, we don't like reading. My whole thought with conspiracy theories is some of them make more sense than whatever spit out of official channels. Because I don't believe a goddamn thing the government says. And I'm not saying that they're covering up crazy shit. I just mean like they're not going to tell you the truth because it's going to be whatever's placating their particular demographic for what they want their votes for or whatever else. So you're never going to really know what the fuck actually happens on either side because the Republicans are going to scream fucking communism and fake news and the Democrats are going to scream, fucking not caring about any type of, minorities and trying to crush. It's all just going to be spun. That's one reason why I'm completely over all the other shit going on right now is because it's gotten so political and so spun and you don't know what's really happening anywhere. That's my opinion.
I know that aliens have not been to Earth. What?
You don't know that.
I do know that.
How do you know that?
Because Trump would have told us if it had happened.
I don't believe it.
Nah, yeah, he would.
What if he doesn't know?
No, he knows.
Why?
Because he knows everything. He's the president. It's the first president that knows everything.
Right? You realize there's a whole fucking shadow government and black ops and black sites.
He's heading it up.
All that shit.
Yeah.
Ben can tell you. He was in the Army.
No, I do know that a lot of those. I mean, I worked at S3, which is operations. It's just fucking full of shit. It's all about politics, man.
Yeah, but there's some crazy.
So
was it Rumsfeld was one of the first people to want to audit the federal government, and they found like several $1 trillion of unaccounted for funds.
Black budget.
I'm sure.
Yeah, black budget.
Yeah.
And I feel like Lockheed and a lot of the big aerospace companies, they're in bed with that. Like they know a lot more at high levels than But they only know parts. Like even when I was working for the aerospace company in Huntsville, like our section of these targeting lasers were only like the one part. Like we didn't know how it integrated into the rest of the system. We just had our one section.
If you guys watched that Bob Lazar documentary on Netflix, that's some interesting shit.
Is that the new one or
no? It came out a year or so ago, something like that.
Unacknowledged, or is it the other one?
I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, both of them are pretty good. He's pretty eccentric.
He's eccentric, but if you
like
go back and watch any interview with him, his story has never changed. It's never changed.
Yeah,
and he's been
We
rated.
have to do an episode on aliens.
Greeley. I think I'm thinking about a different guy.
Maybe. So Bob Lazar, I cannot think of the name of the documentary. But anyway, it came out about a year or so ago. And I heard him on Joe Rogan's podcast. And it was right after the documentary released. And I heard his story on there. And I thought, this is interesting. I'll go watch the documentary. But it's so, like, his story has never changed. He's been raided so many times by the FBI and CIA or whoever. He was raided by them during the filming of the documentary, yet he never turns up missing, which is one of those things is, like, so many people know about him, and this story's been telling how could he really go missing without everyone screaming inside job or whatever. But it's some very interesting shit that he talks about. It's so weird. But just to put it out there, I absolutely believe in aliens, and they've probably been here.
Well, the crazy thing is too, with all of the black sites and the the side shit is people are always like, the federal government couldn't keep a secret that big, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, they couldn't, but these tightly wound insider organizations that aren't involved with that side of things could absolutely keep it.
And you have so many people like whistleblowers that we don't believe. But what if someone came out and said it was true, we wouldn't believe it.
Right.
Yeah, well, that was a big thing when what's his fuck with the WikiLeaks. People like he would do that and didn't come up with anything with aliens. I was like, yeah, but he also was just searching the CIA records. He wasn't like there's other sides of government. And but even some of that shit, I was like, okay, so the CIA for years have reverse engineered fucking smart TVs to turn speakers into microphones. Like that's a thing. And like in the technology, and I don't know how much you've seen, but like for me, I was only at a secret clearance. I didn't have anything higher. But we went into the Freedom Center in DC, and like the shit that we were even allowed to see at that level was like, remember that movie Enemy of the State? That was like the whole thriller with Gene Hackman and Will Smith.
Yeah.
Like where they were zooming down like in real time and following them jumping on roofs and shit. Like that shit's been real for fucking years. And like people are like, oh, I don't believe that. It's like, no, they can fucking
Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye makes you wonder if the government can do that.
They do, because what happened is up until the Patriot Act, it was illegal for the U.S. to do it. So we actually outsourced that to other governments to get intel on us. And then after the Freedom Act, they've legalized, now they can spy on whatever. They monitor fucking phones. They do all that bullshit. Yeah. It's fucking crazy, man. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I love this shit, man. I love it so fucking much. I'm all excited now. Why didn't we start talking about this an hour and a half ago?
Yeah. We should do a podcast but all wear masks and not say our names.
Right.
Just do it. Have a totally different name. I would come every week and talk this shit.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. Well, we're about 2 hours, man. You want to?
Yeah.
An hour and 40, hour 45. Doesn't matter to me. I'm out of shit. Like I just tapped. Yeah. Unless we want to give Ben the final topic out of the bag of shit.
It's my bedtime, actually. Was it 10?
10:33. Yeah, he's pussing out on us, man. He's got to get up and run his fucking 20 miles in the morning.
Yeah.
Before he goes home
before he flips a tractor tire.
Yeah, and then flips a tractor tire and then fucking flogs himself in the back, looks in the mirror, says his 7 curses, and then immediately after prays for forgiveness and says his affirmations.
Hail Marys. Our fathers.
But no, congratulations though. Like we've talked to you before, but just your success and your work ethic.
Thanks, man. Well, it wouldn't be anything without you. So seriously, man, the encouragement, even just you ordering online. I mean, that's so encouraging. Yeah. And I tell everybody, it's like when you get a product that your friends would actually pay for, that's when you know you have something decent.
Yeah. So if you've never tried it and you're a dude or a lady, my wife loves the shampoo actually. Every now and then, because she has all her special lady stuff that she uses. But
I'm sure everyone already turned off by now.
It doesn't matter.
Conspiracy shit.
Spit your shit, man. Spit the
AnchorsAweigh.com. At Anchors Hair Co.
Yep.
It's all that.
Yeah, but seriously, like, do yourself a favor. Go and at least try some of that shit. Do you want to do any probably a promo code for being on here? If people
whatever you want it to be. And actually, I just noticed your logo. If you were to turn your B around and make it a little smaller, it'd look like a dick. Turn the B backwards and make it a little smaller.
That's awesome. Yeah, this whole thing would be like fucking penis. That's a great idea.
Good shirt.
It's a good shirt.
Yeah, but we'll do one B3F.
Okay. Yeah, B3F at anchorshairco.com. And it'll be like, what, 10%?
No, it'll be 33%.
Holy shit.
That's my number.
That's a very generous thing. So anyway, go seriously, at least check it out, try it out if you like your hair looking magical and fabulous. And I'm excited to try out the pumpkin apple.
It smells good.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ben, thank you for being here, dude.
Thank you so much.
You're a legit good dude, man. We're glad to have you on.
Good dudes too.
And in a couple weeks, we're going to be doing one at Saints.
2 weeks. Yep.
2 weeks. And hopefully some of their asshole employees will show up and we can have a round table.
Yeah, really.
Otherwise, it's us and Don. And you heard how that phone call went earlier. So we love the fuck out of that man.
Yeah.
All right. Well then,
looks like a snack.
Looks like a snack. Ben's a snack.
I said that to my girlfriend last night. She was trying to go to bed. I was like, I'm about to get that snack. And she goes, this snack hadn't showered yet. I'm like, oh, okay.
Don't matter to me.
All right. All right.
Got a salt craving tonight. All right.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Give us a thumbs up on Facebook at B3F Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at B3F Podcast and on Instagram at B3F_podcast. Send us your questions or comments to bfff.podcast@gmail.com. Rate us and review us wherever you listen to the show. And as always, thanks for listening.